Hello chat, we're back. You may be hearing my auto deploy going in the background, because I actually have not done a lot of my dailies yet, which will just do some stuff very quickly and then get right into reading. We'll see how much reading we still have. We're on PB8, so there's 8, 9. Was 8 and a story one, then 9 and 10. All the songs from the 6 anime stuff was again so good, but especially the PB one, yeah. The Laterano. The Laterano music just never misses, man. It's crazy. It just hits. It just works. But yes, the auto deploy is going. I had to use a little bit of stamina so that I didn't cap or whatever while we're reading. And obviously we still have the boss to clear for actual reading, which hopefully, you know, doesn't take too long. Also, I rewatched the trailer for anime season 3. Very good. I am excited. There's some important scenes there. However, I still, good God, I wish they have more episodes. And I also hope that they've had like extra time now to work on stuff so that it's a little bit more consistent in its quality. So I hope that's a thing as well. Because that was kind of with the earlier seasons especially, there was absolutely like the quality was sort of up and down. You had like episodes which were very good, and then you had episodes which were like very meh. The voice acting, however, all of the seasons have had really good voice acting. The voice acting has always stood out to me. Not even just like it's good within the context of the show, just as in it's good in the context of anime voice acting. Oh boy, because now we have Exia alters, so we have 2 X alters. Because there's also Executor alter. It's like, what are you talking about? X alter she? Is she broken or just good? We literally don't know yet. She's not actually out. You can just make guesses. She has some things which are very funky and could be very strong though. X alter 1 and 2, really. Yeah, there is FedEx and Exalter, but a lot of people don't call him FedEx, so I feel like a lot of people, I often even say also just Exalter still. Exalter and Exalter. Base Executor doesn't exist, so yeah, you can just call him Federico, yeah. It's real, it's true. I have tiny bits of indeed dailies too. Oh yeah, I see this is here. I did go and do this as well. I did go and do this. This thing. Actually, let's check. If I log into it, I can show you where I am. I'm right here, which is like Keltsit's like collarbone, essentially. Sort of. I didn't do it right away. I was too late to grab like a face spot. I didn't realize this was what the event was. I should have went in right away to grab a face spot. Shaking my head. You can choose it yourself. To choose it yourself, you just have to zoom in like all the way. Which it took me a little bit to figure out. But yeah, you have to like zoom in all the way. But yeah, at least I got like a okay-ish spot on Keltsid, so I'm happy. A face would have been like a best, but the face was already taken. Global 1 is not the same canvas as a CN. Actually, I guess that kind of makes sense. Does the CN canvas have, you know, spoilers in it, essentially? Also, yeah, I also just got 30k LMD. I didn't get shit. But we still have the thing where once we complete it, we'll get like the full art. Well, we'll get the reward. We'll get like the icon and stuff. So. Have I heard? I was watching it being announced live, my boy. And now the cope is simply when do we get it, and do we also get it on global, like soon or when? That's what it's down to now. Oh, the art. Yeah, okay, right. Art is the same. Oh, yeah, okay. That's what you meant. Yeah, it's a different canvas, I guess. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. It's a different canvas for CN and the rest. I'm assuming all global servers have the same canvas, though. Give everyone baseball caps, right? Oh, what's this as well? Oh, it's the 30k LMD. Wow, incredible. I'll do my recruits real quick. Because I do want to get into reading fairly quickly, so I don't go too late today. Because I also have possibly plans to do something with friends later as well. But I do want to finishing the reading takes priority. I do wonder if it would be on Steam. I feel like if it would have been on Steam, it probably would have already been on the announcement. Like it would have already said Steam on it. I feel like that probably would have been the case. Same canvas, CN is just larger. I mean, that makes sense. CN has more players than all the other servers combined, so. Fucking catapult. You bastard. Get out of here. Up. Get my credit. I haven't done visits today, but whatever. I can do them later if I remember to. It's a lot of fucking gold. What the hell? Okay. Get those. Bam. Okay, we gotta do anything. Can't believe Grandpa took Undo as spot for being playable. Real though? I do still wonder if Undyne will pop up in the story. I hope he does, but maybe maybe bro is just gone. Like he's out there somewhere. Or I haven't done the day's puzzle, but we're not gonna focus on that right now. Actually, if I don't do it now, I'm not gonna remember. Couldn't even figure out what the fuck is that from the PV? No. And probably like that. And then like this and oh that doesn't oh I can't get it here. Interesting. How the fuck do I cover these then? Oh, this can cover those. Oh, it's the only way to cover those. We get two here. I need to do like this one, but then I need to do a different one on this one, I guess. I need to cover like the oh, get that. Oh, okay, we're good. Get rid of the lucky draw, just give us extra rewards. No. We must gamba, my man. Extra gamba. Okay, we did it. We were on PV8, correct? I believe. We have PV8, then ST3, PV9, PV10, and actually clearing the boss, and then the last story that should be. Oh, that lucky draw. Okay, I thought you meant the random one. I thought you meant like this one. Yeah, no, 30k LMD is absolutely nothing. It's fucking stupid. It doesn't give you shit, man. Let me get some. Just checking a couple things real quick before we hop in. Okay, we shall hop in and try and actually focus. Try and clear our mind out of CN 6th anniversary so that we can actually focus on story. PV8 before. November 8th. Texas, you're back. I'm gonna have to like adjust my voice again. Blah, 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 blah. With me? What? Am I not welcome here? Lapland? I would be a little worried as well, yeah. Let's not overreact here. What if we disturb the patient's beauty rest? Texas, quick! Tell our dear Dutch here that I'm just here to deliver some documents. Nods. Here, Your Honor. You met a judge at the door who wanted to pass you this. Mayor's ward can't have too many people in here, so Texas and I took it for you right before we walked in. Arson of Nova Volsini Port, emergency court hearing. Defendant Irene? The driver lady's your friend, right? Relax, just slip to the back. She was acquitted on the spot. Texas and I happened to sit in that court hearing. So exciting. The Venezia's... sorry, I mean the Venezia Trucking and Saluzzo Vino bosses both testified and vouched for her innocence and even fought over who got to send her home after the trial. Popular girl, to be sure. When she walked out of the courthouse reminded me how Familia would take a courthouse trip as proof of maturity. Oh boy, that's not a great sign. There is no Laterana. Not right now. Even though Laterana is also relevant for Siracusa, so you know. Signed to confirm, receive the verdict, leave the court. Process went smoothly, but Irene is still a little dizzy. Sunlight stings her eyes, and she lowers her head. On the huge court square are two cars parked in her inevitable path. Both car hoods sport a special emblem. Patterns one can see everywhere in Siracusa. Even if she didn't recognize the Saluzzo Vino logo or the Venezia family crest, there is no way she could possibly fail to recognize the two men before their respective cars. Irene knows what they're waiting for. They're waiting for her. Familia Saluzzo and Familia Venezia. Congratulations, Signorina Lavezza. There's nothing worth congratulating. Signor Saluzzo, the fire yesterday was an accident, but my worries have indeed been solved, albeit in a confusing way. I've been thinking I shouldn't cause you any further trouble since I ended up asking you to meet with me for nothing. Showed up today, which means you just declared to everyone. The Saluzzos want to help the truckers union, of course. Our present situation does mean some deals are no longer on the table, but I'm sure we both know how valuable a friendship can be in Siracusa. Our agreement remains, Signorina Lavazza. Zio Alberto, hope I'm not disturbing you. Signorina Lavazza helped us transport our tires, and since something has happened to them, I have to work out a compensation with her. Signor Venezia. Don't worry, today we probably met for the first time. We already have a good understanding between us. Said nothing at all in court, which was wonderful. I think we have a lot to talk about, such as the truckers union and many other matters. Get in the car, I'll drive you back. Venezia Jr. A loud horn interrupts the conversation between the three, and a truck drives between the two cars, coming to a steady stop before Irene. The driver's door opens and Irene sees Ludmilla get off the truck. Ludmilla? What's wrong? Let's go. Came to take you back home. There's a lot of back at camp waiting for you to make the call on. Alright, let's go. Saved. Once we're home, we have to quickly figure out a way to send Sommer away for a time. He's not safe in the city right now. Something on your mind, Ludmilla? Ludmilla says nothing and hands the lighter she's holding to Irene. Huh? Isn't this Summers? He did everything he could. Should have understood long ago that the Familia will never allow anyone who might pose a threat to them live. Irene looks through the rear mirror and meets the two mob bosses' eyes. She suddenly understands why they had confidently testified for her, and why they had both waited for her in the square. Venezia Jr. was right. Her silence and their voices means the three parties had reached a tacit understanding in court. Where's Sommer? Sorry, I couldn't find him. Irene's grip tightens on the lighter. The things did exceed everyone's expectations, and they had no choice but to come down here and protect me. But the price paid. I want the guys at the city hall and the courts to know that the truckers union and the Familia are on the same boat. Those two earlier, they were basically fighting over territory. The court hearing does not mean the matter has come to a close. It is only just beginning. For a long time to come, the Familia will become a thorn in the truckers union's side, and she will have to struggle against these people to maintain their tacit, disgraceful understanding. The truck gets further and further away from the court square. She looks at the lighter in her hand, and her fear suddenly dissipates somewhat. It's not over yet, Alberto, Antonio. When Sommer and I had just moved here from Volsini, we really thought we left the Familia. What a joke. I'm sorry, Sommer. I won't trust any of them ever again. wonder, is our guy actually just fucking dead? Such an interesting scene. Like it came straight out of a film. Saluzzo and Venezia fellows, truck drivers, so many people surrounding that driver lady. Took up half the courthouse square. Called it my coming of age ceremony the first time I went to a courthouse. When I came out, there weren't many people greeting me. Texas had it even worse. She came to Syracuse as a guest and accidentally got herself involved in a lawsuit. I was the only one who greeted her after. She did. Stop bringing up your boring pranks, Lapland. Signorina Lapland, thank you for coming here and for the reminder. If there's nothing else, please leave the ward. You're welcome. Just the least I could do. Caramales tomorrow, dear judge. We still have a lot to do. It's crunch time. I was with Lapland the whole time since yesterday noon. By the time I reached the port, the fire was already dying. She's not directly involved with it. She spent the entire night after that just being a taxi driver. We went to the courthouse today and then came here to the hospital. Right now, I'm not sure what she's planning. You still looking through the file, Lavinia? Judging from its contents, there was no problem whatsoever with the hearing. The feeling I'm getting is all too familiar for my liking. They covered everything in the trial, and the testimony and evidence are stated in detail, but other than getting someone acquitted, it didn't find out any truths or solve any problems. And we'll see in other places in Syracuse, most cases can only end up with a case file like this one. I had thought such a trial would no longer exist here in Nuova Volsini. Lavinia. You don't have to console me, Texas. Concerning more is when did these people actually start to care about whether a civilian outside the Familia is innocent or not. What's more, before this hearing, Familia Venezia had a near-perfect record in the city. Couldn't easily find a reason for criticism. But this time Venezia Jr. actually showed up. From Dimitri to Ingrid, and he spent the last 2 days chasing in the wrong direction. More errors, by the way. Should be I may have. Also, I just realized, wait. Did I at some point I moved this slightly. There we go. My crop was off. What is certain, before this trial, or because of this trial, they are now on the same side. Leon's car accident, the hit-and-run vehicle, and the port fire. These three obviously have a deeper connection. The Saluzzos, the Venezias, and the Truckers Union. What are these three forces hiding from us together? Lavinia closes the file, running her hand over the court emblem, then the new Urban Management Act on the cover. After a moment, she raises her head. Texas looks at her friend. She seemed somewhat gloomy and confused earlier, but she's definitely back to her old self now. Carnival is tomorrow, but Leon is still in a coma, running out of time to figure out what kind of plans they have in store. Can't let the situation worsen, let alone stay sitting fouls. You mean, these people still think the new Urban Management Act is something they can use, but I should show them it is the foundation of order in the city. She's ulting. She's locking in. November 8th. Hey, you can't go in there. I think she can. Texas? Bursting into my winery without reason does not seem like something you would do. Of course. Told you we'd come find you, Signor Alberto Saluzzo. These are Saluzzo Vina's qualification documents submitted in the past months. A group of employees have in the short span of 2 months changed their positions in your company's registered profile several times. First they were security personnel, then winemakers and technical staff. Hey there, eunuchs. You have reason to suspect Saluzzo Vina is employing legal methods to circumvent the standard background check procedure. Please come to us to assist our investigation. And the constant changes happen because City Hall keeps changing the requirements. What's the big deal, digging up these old files so suddenly? Don't waste your breath. These cops are obviously targeting us Saluzzos on purpose. Vaffanculo, we even paid so much in verification fees. Or I had a stroke again. Anyway, don't let them take away the dawn on our turf. Stop. Don't get in the police's way. If only suspecting Saluzzo Vina of circumventing background checks illegally, then it won't be difficult to resolve. We just need some time. Listen to him. Got it, Don Alberto. It must have been the judge's idea. What? Of course, she's aware she can't do much with such a trivial offense, but she can at least keep me in jail for the next few days. She must have gone to Venezia Jr. Irene, otherwise you wouldn't be the one standing here right now. I just happen to be free today. Making such a swift decision with only just the little information she has. Decisive. Still remember her looking so weak when she refused to my place looking for Bernardo last year. Completely different person when she rushed to my place. Why did my phone suddenly woke up for a moment? Telling me all this won't help. Nothing to fear if you're truly innocent. Of course, I'll go with you. I'll do my best to aid your investigation. Setting court today, I'm simply doing my duty as a citizen of the city. Besides, Salute will not pause operations because of my temporary departure. Dimitri, I'm sure you must be familiar with our work here in Nova Vilsini by now, yes? Certainly, Don Alberto. Take care of my wineries for now, manager of Salute Savino. Of course. Oh, that's it. Next one. Boop boop. Beep beep. We'll embrace a little bit later. Oh, this is Venezia, I think? Yes. You sent for me, Don Venezia? Anton has a question for you. Over here, Carla. Antonio, any cars headed towards Sicilia recently? Passenger routes are operating as usual, though most people are coming in here, not out. Good. Go pack up your belongings. You should be able to make the last ride over. Gotcha. Huh? Antonio, what's the meaning of this? Don't you have a fratello in Sicilia? You can't stay in Nova Vilsini any longer, and can't go back to Montelupe either, so you should go to him. Your negligence has caused us to lose a whole carload of tires. I gave you a chance. Just greet the Don at the port. Couldn't even manage that. That old Soluzzo Stronzo even got to meet Papa before you did. Carl, I've already given you the most decent ending possible by letting you leave alive. Take this. A check from a bank with a huge sum written on it. The familiar associate takes it, stunned. He sees his own name written on the upper left, already crossed out by Antonio himself. Call a settlement fee. Without the familiar's protection, you'll need a lot of money. I've been with the Venezians for more than a decade. I was following the Don before you even came in. Can't you just, for his sake? Don Venezia. Employees who make mistakes must naturally be punished, yes? Of course. You're the head of Venezia Trucking. You call the shots. Fired. Anton, you didn't inform me about this in advance. Please don't blame me for this. Police were just here earlier. They wanted to inspect the vehicle factories and service stations under Venezia name. Said it was just a routine inspection before Carnevale, but the official warrant said it was an impromptu check. I also just received news that Alberto was suddenly temporarily detained for corporate qualification issues. I have no doubt the trial this morning was upset our dear Judge Lavinia. She's hoping to control the situation. She knows nothing of this way. Situation spiraled out of my control. I had to deal with Carl like that. It'll be hard to convince the masses otherwise. This year, Venezia Trucking has carefully complied with the new Urban Management Act, and the only clue we had proving otherwise was burned to cinders yesterday at the port. Only person who can affect our business has been dealt with. When Carnevale is over and Lavinia has her hands free, I'm afraid she'll try her best to target us. How do you plan on handling it? My original idea was to slowly transform this city, let it have a set of laws absent in other cities, while establishing an underground order of the Syracusans are accustomed to. Venezia Trucking's business has been smooth sailing. Trick is to follow these two tenets. Comply with the new Urban Management Act, but also not. Of course, the other familiar are doing the same, but adapting the rules of the new game is quite difficult. Venezians can fit perfectly into both sets of laws, and we've been excelling at it. So much so that today we can discard one and switch to the other immediately. So you want to completely control this city? You've lost yourself, Anton. Don't forget Nova Vilsini has Signora Cecilia's endorsement. She supports the use reforms. You're openly defying her authority and turning us against all of Syracuse this way. Using the entire Familia Venezia as your betting chip. Sounds like that, yes. The last one to do that was Bernardo. He only died last year. Are you afraid of Signora Cecilia? Afraid of the youngsters at City Hall yelling their ideals across the room? You've really gone old, Papa. We Venezians hold a most unusual seat in the Grey Hall. A hybrid Familia. Lupos with no blood ties who left their previous pack. Pulpos like Ingrid and Perros like you. The other Familia don't think too kindly of us, but we stand here today nonetheless. Our presence here embodies every Venezian's sweat and blood. Our ties run closer than bloodlines, and I want everyone in the Familia to have a decent end. But you want to put us in great danger, Anton. I think you've forgotten my teachings. Papa, have I ever mentioned how a perro like me ended up in Syracuse? I was a soldier, serving the true Bolivarians. I have but a superficial understanding of the situation in Bolivar. It actually doesn't matter which flag you fight under in Bolivar. You don't have to understand why the three parties are fighting one another. I mean, everyone's just trying to survive by giving it their all. I was in a guerrilla force raiding a village under the Singhas dynasty, but we were discovered and the entire squad became captives. 20 of us emptied every pocket and piled our possessions together to bribe the executioner to spare us, change our status from death penalty to hard labor. Officer responsible for driving us was a paunchy aristocrat. He was drunk that day, made a mistake during the review process, and only came to us with a truck, big enough to sit just 10 people. Executioner asked him what to do next. Can I guess how that stronzo replied? He belched from his drink as he whipped out a pen and drew a circle on our list, saying, "There's clearly only 10 people on this list, right?" We killed him, cut off his head, escaped Bolivar, and what happened next, I'm sure you know. Anton, this is the first time I've heard of. It's been too long, I almost forgot about it. Do you know why it suddenly came back to me? I was discussing with our young and promising mayor about building a logistical network in the city. He refused me, and then shared how the city came about and its mission. A so-called experimental ground, with a few new order governing people from the old, vastly different from the Syracusan tradition. He knew people would have trouble adapting, irreconcilable conflicts would occur, the system might even swallow groups of people in the process. But it couldn't be helped. There was a potential future. All that happened because 4 young people sat at the Grey Hall's round table and lobbied for their idea so passionately. Signora Cecilia allocated them one of Syracuse's 23 cities, without hesitation. Moved so cavalier, like that aristocrat who circled half our names away. Papa, Leontuzzo was indeed quite sincere and inspiring at the same time, but I almost lost control. I wanted to burst into laughter. That boy knows nothing at all. You said I lost myself? No, not at all. What I want today has always been the same. I hate that aristocrat and Signora Cecilia. I hate their power to wantonly draw their circles as they please. I want to take it all away from them. Anton. Phew. All right, Papa. Said a bit too much today. I'm not here to let you lecture me on decency or dignity, nor am I here to analyze what's going on in Syracuse. My activities this year alone are not enough to land a seat at the gambling table. Papa, don't we have a land ship en route nearby? I'd like the rights to make an emergency dispatch. Something only the Don Venezia can do. If I refuse, will the men guarding the door deal with me like how you handled Carl? Of course not. You're a truly decent man worthy of a dignified end. You're old, Papa. Haven't you always suggested you retire? Hey, the Kurahu. Scusi, is Irene not here right now? Your Honor? Irene's not here. Everyone wants to celebrate her acquittal, that's why. So why aren't you with them? I'm just servicing these trucks, see? Carnival is tomorrow and they'll need a lot of our cars. Someone has to do it. You're lying, senor. When you see her, please let Irene know I need to meet her, even outside of office hours. Got it? Oh. It's a bit of a weird burp. Irene here. Schedule table for this year. As you said, I marked all the Venezia trucking related records. Trip times, loading instructions, driver names, they're all in here. Yep, matches with Summer's notebook. Someone wanted to bring Guri here. Carmelo was secretly nursing his injuries with alcohol and couldn't get it from us. Johnny and Ruggiero had their own troubles too. Every member of ours they targeted was carefully selected. There aren't many records, but the shipment frequency is very consistent. Night wasn't the first time they smuggled weapons into the city for sure. You were right. That judge did come looking for you at the camp. After she left, some familiar associates were tailing her in secret. I drove behind her car and came back here only after I saw her enter the courthouse. Good. There's also one more thing. What is it? I happened to see Salute Savino's legal team hurrying into the courthouse. Asked around, and apparently not long ago, the police suddenly showed up at one of Salut's wineries and took Alberto away. Venezia Trucking also got the cops at their door at the same time. Police and judges should be inspecting their factories right now. Lavinia probably doesn't know about the weapons yet, but the car accident in Port Fire has already sent out a dangerous signal. Leontuzzo is injured and still hospitalized even now. As Nova Volsini's Supreme Justice, she tries her best to get the situation under control. She didn't use a direct method with us like she did with the other two. She went to camp to warn us. Other words, an ultimatum. Wait, about what Ludmilla just said. Hey, the Johan Games? Neither Alberto or Venezia Jr. will willingly meet their demise. Lavinia is in danger right now. Those wise guys only followed her with no intentions to harm her. What did Nova Volsini after all? We got cops patrolling the streets. Besides, they have an even better time slot available. You mean Carnivale? You could let the judge know. Irene stays still for a long time before shaking her head. You still hesitant to let her know about the truckers union? Can you really just stand here and watch something happen to her? She's not a bad person, at least. You got it wrong, Ludmilla. It's too late for us now to stay out of it. The familiar dare make a direct attempt at Lavinia's life during Carnival. There's no chance they'll let the Truckers Union go. If that happens, we can only wait for the slaughter to happen. I was just thinking what I should do. I don't want something like what happened with Summer to happen again. Giving Lavinia direct warning isn't the best choice here. Ludmilla, did you see the weapons? How many were there? Based on the amount I saw and total number of shifts on the schedule, I estimate there's enough miniature weapons in the city to arm several tactical squads with dozens of people in each. We have more than 200 registered members, but if we include ad hoc staff and contract workers, we'll have several times the number of people. I just realized the Truckers Union is actually the largest organization in Novel City. But we can manage it, protecting a single person in the dark. Do we just want to protect that judge? I'm still being gay as hell for Lemwen. This is reasonable to do. Summer told me one thing at least. No one can be trusted in this city but ourselves. We can only protect ourselves, even if that means resorting to violence. When I was in Ursus, I knew someone with similar ideas. She lost herself in the end. You want to stop me? No. What happened with Summer needs a proper ending. But of course, you wouldn't want to see you lose yourself either. Irene, I guarantee you won't cross that final line. I promise you I won't, Ludmilla. Perfectly aware of what I'm doing. It's weird dialogue again. A little bit of weird dialogue. Like, why did... There's some other weird dialogue bits, by the way, where there's like... The translation is just off in some spots. They've really been... They fumbled. I do not remember the last time Event had this many, like, mistakes in text and, like, odd sentences. It's a little unfortunate. Carnivale Charter. That's it. You people just don't know how to party. Truly wondering how Lapland ends up being the boss right now. Because, like, we're getting kind of close, but... November 9th. Pizza delivery from One More Slice. Pumpkin pepper, cheese, fries and sausage, supreme, devil's pepper, and a classic mozzarella. Eat up, can work on an empty stomach. This one's yours, Signor Emperor. Or should I call you consultant instead? Not bad. Soft and chewy crust, nice meaty flavor. Got a card for this pizzeria. Made it myself at the dock worker's kitchen. I can write down the recipe for you if you want. No need to be shy. It's the least we can do. Not for your help, we couldn't possibly have fixed all the damaged floats before the parade tonight. The Emperor can fix floats. I'm just thinking out there, think a Syracusan pizza might go over with the Lungmanites. Maybe Exusia could add it to the menu at the end of the earth. What about that Signora who's singing while working? Should I call him over? Hey, Big Mouth, over here. This will shut you up. He's here as well? Oh yeah, he is. You do see him in one of the CGs, don't you? I don't know what's worse. The way you break into song anytime, anywhere, that obnoxious singing voice of yours, or the song itself. I mean, what's that crap? You put that out while clapping together, you building blocks in the jungle? Can't find the energy to work without song. Not like you who's just sitting there giving advice. I'm the one who has to put in the work and sweat. Got a reason to do that? I don't. It was your float that got its ass burned off, wasn't it? Oh, wait, he made them? It was bad enough that it didn't look cool at all. How could they put me so close to that wolf? Oh. Well, all the other floats have their arms and legs stuck back in place. The only one left is the wolf that's just a pile of ash now. If you ask me, it makes more sense to spend the time making the other floats look cooler than rebuilding one float. So many floats. Who would miss one wolf? Fair enough. No. You can't do that. There are many legends of beasts in Syracuse, but the wolf is special. City Hall had already announced the number of floats and what they're based on. People get anxious if one is missing. Anxious? You know. Hey, Fatso, stop stuffing that pie in my mouth. You know. No, wait, pineapple? On pizza? No, that is what I call radical. So wrong. Do all Syracusan cops have to learn to make pizza? Yes. Oh, no, my papa has a pizzeria in another city and I used to help out there. We're pretty well known. When I was little, I dreamed about having branches all over Syracuse. Even our own dedicated headquarters plate. Maybe you've heard of our ad? No me pizza, one more slice even when you're full. Nope. Never had the money to start a second one. Business was good and no one dares to not pay for their food, but paying a protection fee takes up most of our profit, of course. I came when I heard the Novolsini Police Academy was recruited. Maybe I'll be able to protect the shop once I become a cop. I know what you want to say. Sounds naive, doesn't it? Being a cop is much harder, and there's all this trouble that's popped up these last couple of days. Think of this another way. Becoming a cop means you can change your slogan. Don't eat pizza. If it isn't good, you can lock me up. Oh. You remind me of my zoo mama. The young always have such a simple goals and such strong motivation. It's all your fault, fatso. Didn't even have time to tell zoo mama I was coming here. Ain't many parties worth bringing us together, big mouth. Besides, we got serious business to talk about after the party. Anyway, I really appreciate it. We were at our wits' end when you guys offered help. As for a compensation, I'll put an application with the city hall as soon as the carnival is over. We got our compensation already. Emperor puts another pizza slice in his mouth. I like how High Priest just calls Emperor fat. We'll see this through the end to the end. This is good pizza after all. High Priest puts another pizza in his mouth. Gotta admit, gives me a warm and fuzzy feeling to see that wolf burn to ashes. But it don't compare to the anger I feel when a good party gets ruined. Priorities. Oh, cruel fate. All the other stalls are busy preparing to make a killing tonight. We're the only ones who have been given the death sentence. I don't care, you're eating all the losses. That's just not fair. What would I do with good intentions? I was trying to minimize the losses when the rain hit the other day. By getting the beer cart instead of the food drying in the courtyard out in the open? Mistakes happen. The beer cart is fully enclosed and equipped with a functioning thermostat. Who cares if it gets a little rain on it? I had to push it back, and now you cost me the spot that took me so much effort to get. No stall, no food. This ain't a carnival, it's my funeral. I should have stuck to the movies. Yeah, I had to deal with the mafiosi who all fancy themselves filmmakers, but at least I got to make a living. Shouldn't have listened to your tall tales and come here. You again. Oh. Him. Me. You still here? Did you fall asleep on the spot after that ice cream? Father? Really should take a photo of you right now. So what's stopping you? I'll pay if it looks good. Huh? You said photo, right? Yeah. Today's the biggest day of Novolsini. Everyone will show up fully dressed. Masks, costumes, and massive mysterious floats. Definitely something I would want to take a few photos of for the memories. But I can't stop for something like that. Not when the parade keeps rolling. Would it be great if there was a professional photographer who could do it in my stead? Besides, it's better business than competing with everyone else selling beer and ice cream. Tell you the truth, their ice cream isn't that competitive. Not sweet enough. You heard the father. What are you still standing around for? Huh? What's happening now? Go and get the camera. Don't forget to buy a few more rolls of film. Thank you. Can't have two furs in one tail. Looks like this guy and I just don't match. Problems always float to the surface. There are always ways to deal with them. I don't think there's a church in this town. Where did you come from, father? Montelupe. The capital. Did you come all the way this for Carnival? Oh, Montelupe is the capital, apparently. An old friend asked me to see what it's all about. It's been a long time since Syracuse has had something this big after all. Like Lithania's Empress's celebration. Takes place every year and involves the entire country. Just gets bigger every year. We are aware. We have Red's ruling storm. He did take the ice cream complaint like. He was just like, oh. Yes, it's been a long time since Syracuse has had something this big. Has had. Hope it doesn't rain. Make it so much harder to keep the peace. Frickin', I love old gun priest guy. Don't even remember his name, but it's fucked up. What are you doing, Signor Venezia? You're not using this cloth anymore, right? Picked it out of the discard pile. Just right for wiping my blade. I could get a piece of softer cotton cloth for you. No need for that. There'll be festivities on every street tonight. No need for you to stay at the Taylor de Montano. I promised Vargo to solve your problem. You found Lucino and accompanied me to the Villa Venezia to bring him back. You've already helped so much. Thank you. There's no need to thank me, Umberto. You saved Lucino yourself by convincing Venezia Senior to not pursue the matter any further. Still shutting himself in the room? Haven't seen him. Don't tell me he's run away again. If he runs away, just let him. So much has happened over the past couple of days, and he's still young. He needs time to process things. Perhaps I've been too strict. Maybe he's just struggling with how to view you, his own grandfather, an old tailor, and once the terror of Syracusan dons. Well, that's not important. What's important is how he views himself after he stood at death's door and learned about all these things in the past. He needs to figure it out. I don't have much time left. Well, Signora Venezia, I bid you adieu. You already know, don't you? What? The culprit who hurt your daughter. Why would you say that? Did you forget I was once a killer too, Signor Venezia? The weapon is sharp, needs no honing, and you are not in the habit of doing so. When a killer starts polishing their blade, either planning to put it away forever, or planning to put it in someone. Fair point. More conjecture than proof at this point, but at least I have something. That's why I said you don't have to thank me. You came to know Vulcini Estater at De Montano to learn about the truth, who planned the assassination and hurt Signorina Lisa. It's your agreement with Vargo, but if you learn the answer, there's no reason to continue it. Besides, I don't have any troubles left to deal with. The game is not over yet. The Fangs are still in the city. I've crossed blades with them. They may be young, but they fight well. If I can find them, they can find you. You're old and frail, Umberto. There can only be one end. It's an end that already glooms large. Nothing you can do. Tonight, at least, I wish to be alone. Have a moment of quiet to myself. Oh, my neck, what the hell? Wait. Alright, we'll be going. Hey, new face, where's the old dispatcher? Shift changed half an hour ago. Probably in rehearsal right now. Huh? Did you know? He used to be a saxist at the Teatro di Milano. They recruited him for the parade. I see. He's keeping you in the dark so he can show off tomorrow when his face is in the newspapers. Stronzo. So you're on duty tonight? Yep, I'm the new guy. On the bright side, the harbor's gonna be rather quiet because of all the festivities. Unless. Turn the radio up and feel the festive spirit from here. Would go now if I were you, if you want to get a good place in the procession. Alright, be seeing ya. Phew. Oh, him. You almost let it slip. How about you do it then? I don't got the acting experience. You're the one who's an extra in the mayor's promotional video. Truly acting experience. Ain't the same thing. Just being myself in the promo. Could always be on another take. Screw up just now and all of Antonio's plans would have been blown. It's an important night for you, for me, and all for Venezia. Once the city's firmly under our control, Antonio will be as good as his word. I'll support you in, what's the wording? Restoring the glory of Sicilia? I just hope I don't end up like Carl. What about our musista? Playing his saxophone in hell. That container over there. We'll deal with the body once the dust settles. Oh. You got the dispatch station then. Don't worry. Every vehicle that goes in and out of the port has to go through special checks. Venezia's trucking trucks have been added to the list. Nomadic City's positioning system has been turned off, with the exception of a single encrypted channel. Other than the Familiar's land ship, no vehicles will approach the city tonight. The rest of the boys are outside. Once the land ship approaches the city and starts docking, everybody in Nova Vulcini port who ain't part of this gun is gonna disappear. What about Antonio? I think the boss needs us to worry about him. A few hours left. Enjoy the night, Nova Vulcini. Enjoy the true carnival. Bit trite for an opening speech, don't you think? The voice came from above. The white wolf looks down at them from atop a crane, amusement on her face, surprise and shock on theirs. She frowns like a listener who can no longer tolerate the performance. Who are you? Have you been here all this time? You were in Gambino. Gotcha. Thought you said it was trite by your clapping. I like how she gets the Syracuse on a lobby thing. You just gave me the first twist, didn't you? You know, I was kind of hoping you would try to, how did he put it, do me in. I wanted to, but I ain't about to do something doomed to fail. Fair enough. Where's your little friend? Capone, helping Venezia Juno with some other stuff. Sicilian's been busy, eh? But I want Lapland. We've done enough for you, I can't... I mean, Venezia Jr. has put everything the Familiar's built over the past year into this. At this point, even if you want to sabotage it, there's not much I can do to help. You still think you know me, Gambino? Why would I make things hard for an old, friend? Just do the job that your boss told you to. What he's trying to do doesn't conflict with what I'm trying to do. Maybe I'm even trying to help him. It's Carnival, after all. Night when all the wonderful dreams we have about the city come true. That's why I didn't even need to kill this guy on the ground. Oops. Really shouldn't be so eager to prove that you're a villain. No wonder Capone's racking up citizen points so much faster than you. Wait, I thought he knocked him out. He just fucking killed him. What else do you want me to do? Drop something at the Villa Venezia. Bring it to me. What is it? A gift box. You mean the one that little tailor was? Uh-huh. Give me a bunch of ribbons, balloons, spotlights, that kind of stuff. Hurry! Parte 5. Il lungo carnevale. The long carnevale. The Wolf and the Pack is the name. Once upon a time, there was a strange pink nightmare that roamed the Wild West. Is that Dolly? Its hide was black charcoal, its hair charred clowns, its horns twisted briar. Many were deceived by its beautiful mask, mesmerized by its sweet scent, falling into deep dreams, becoming its nourishment. Yep, that's Dolly. I think. The nightmare targeted Lupo children, once luring thousands of children away from the city in a single night. But the wise Syracusans came up with a way to fight the terrible pink nightmare. The nightmare was afraid of wolves. When you saw it, you'd simply cry wolf 3 times and the nightmare would disappear without a trace. Interesting perspective on Dolly, the happy-go-lucky cotton candy sheep being. That is quite enough. I can't listen to any more of this. Oh, it's literally. Oh, yeah. I feel like he's also just here. this image. These 3 bozos. I need to get excited, Dolly. The musician isn't wrong. That's what Syracusan legends say about the sheep. If you're not happy about it, you could always jump on top of his head from your sheep float. After all, no one would be surprised about anything that happens tonight, no matter how out of this world it is. Look, I just like getting chased by wolves. Playing hide and seek with them was one of the few hobbies I had during my time in Syracuse. How could they twist a story like that? Blasphemy, I say, blasphemy. That ain't the word I'd pick for it. Stop throwing cold water on our fun. How do the Syracusans see you, Emperor? Tell them about the black-robed singer, Big Mouth. Well, once upon a time there was a mafia don who loathed music and banned it in the city, until a penguin singer dressed in black robe arrived many years later. When he started singing at the town square, the citizens, having no concept of music, found it too noisy and tried to catch the singer and hand him over to the don. But the singer was too quick and slippery, even for most athletic young men. Continued to sing as more and more people joined the chase, which eventually turned into a great dance that engulfed the entire city. The singer sang for 3 days and 3 nights until the furious don had enough and came to catch him personally. But the don was caught in the revelry as soon as he walked out the door. He was never seen again. How does Emperor get to sound like a brave, clever hero when he's not half as wise as I am? Ain't about wisdom. It's about Graf Penguin's attitude towards music, freedom and struggle. You never did listen to the albums I signed for you, did you? He did not. Let's go. We're getting in the way. Doing High Priestess's voice actually kind of strained my muscles. They're just off to the corner, off to the side a little bit. They sure are the acrobats and everything doing stuff. Achille? Where's my Achille? Did you just realize you had been walking with a stranger for half an hour, Signora? Oh, I recognize your voice. The judge from Tryzyn. I'm so sorry. The Lake of Familia made me lie in court. Taps mask. All water under the bridge, Signora. Remember the rules of Carnevale. Look around at the sea of smiles around you. Fool and king, queen and priest. More of the same in their masks. Forget the scores of the past and let us toast to the future of Nuovo Scene. The crowd passes by 3 aristocrats of beasts, as Dolly's clones meander through the sea of people. All can see them, no one shows any surprise. In this ocean of revelry, not a single sea spray feels out of place. A dozen massive floats form an orderly row, carrying the visages of wolf, sheep, penguin, cat, dog, legendary beasts that have come together in the city to lead the procession. Streets are brimming, nay, overflowing with plays and improvised performances. Musicians and acrobats seem locked in a competition to outdo one another, forcing food cart owners to raise their voices even higher to peddle beer, pizza, and ice cream. This even marks an active volcano. But in the old Carnival, even Fatso didn't enjoy that kind of party. Please don't dirty the word party by using it on a mafia masked murder fest. One tree don't bear 2 fruits. Syracusans are just like those wolves. Thousands of years ago, we left the wolves out of our parties because those dumbass pups didn't know nothing about fighting and killing, so they came up with their own game. Luckily, the Syracusans are smarter, decided that there's things worth celebrating besides than killing and fighting for territory. After the wolves that don't know how to change. This is the same thing that we do. They know something's not right. We're kindred after all. Certain things that we need to talk about. Met the ones that are less stupid. They won't listen to anyone until their stupid game is done. Well, you gotta say in Inyan, and it means basically, when in Londinium, do as the Londiniers do. True. That is a huge truck, though, yes. That is a big boy. Now, if this is a party, the Syracuses better not let me down. Fucking Emperor. Leontut's are still fucking dying, though. Just combed the hell out. Hello, Dimitri. Wind brushes against Dimitri's cheeks. The windows of the ward were closed when he left yesterday, and Lavinia had instructed the nurse to keep a close eye on the temperature in this autumn season. But he sees only an empty bed when he looks up. Oh, never mind. He's awake. It's been a while, Dimitri. He's alive. I'm sorry, Signor Bellone. This man insisted on coming in. I tried calling City Hall and the course to reach Judge Lavinia, but I couldn't get through. It's okay. You can leave. When did you wake up? Bright lights illuminate the skies and shine upon the hospital ward. The noise of the crowd can be clearly heard even through the window. Leontutsu stands next to the window, gazing down at the city in revelry. He has changed out of his patient clothes. There's no hint that he was in a coma not so long ago. A few hours ago. You know, I thought you were meeting up at a restaurant, not a hospital. Good. You still remember what you were doing before the accident. Looks like it didn't damage your brain. Sure didn't lose any time to get dressed as soon as you woke up. Don't tell me you plan on attending the festivities. Sure, the nurses have told you that you need to lie down and get some rest. You're still wrapped in bandages underneath those clothes, aren't you? Just a little lightheaded. Got some pills for it, and I feel much better now. Real. Hundreds of thousands of citizens will be on the streets tonight, celebrating the one-year anniversary of Noel Sini. Original plan calls for the parade to start from the expansion plate. Travel through 23 streets across the 9 plates, where I'll be joined by various festivities. At midnight, they will arrive at Court Square, where I will address the crowd and welcome a new day together with them. City Hall has contingency plans. Your inauguration can surely wait until you're in better shape. Do you really think that, Dimitri? By the way, Dimitri has he has a cigarette on his hand in the Sprite, so he's smoking inside. How could you? In the hospital, of all places. Leontutsu turns around. Honestly, I kind of maybe there's a lot of the CGs are like on the latter half, but I feel like there hasn't been that many CGs on this one. There could have been more. And there's a lot of which are like kind of the same energy. It's the kind of the same composition of character on the left like this, and then another character on the right like that, and like a hand out and stuff. Lavinia has yet to announce the cancellation of the speech. I don't think it's because she forgot to. I have a rough idea what's been going on these few days. Car accident at the Port District, and the fire at Novel City Port. What will the citizens think if the mayor misses tonight's scheduled event? Carnivala concludes without a hitch, then the worst thing that comes out of my absence is that I lose a few approval points. Or if there's something hidden under the bright lights outside the window, I need to be at the scene. Let's reschedule our dinner to another day. Sir, that dinner was quite a while ago. Today. Carnival has begun. The whole city is busy. Didn't you hear the doctor? In the city hall and other courts are answering phone calls. Afraid they have their hands full right now. Lots of people with me. We can escort you to the scene. You don't have a choice, Leon. If you know what's been happening the past few days, then you have at least an inkling of what's going on between me and Saluzzo. But you didn't bring it up. I have some things I have to tell you. Today is the chance. Leontutsu gazes at his old friend. The threat in Dimitri's words are thinly veiled. After a brief moment of silence, Leontutsu extends his hand. I'll be counting on you then, Dimitri. Just like old times. Wow, I like stretched my like strained my muscle. How are you feeling, Grandma? You're lost, my child. I'm looking for the last true wolf. Wasted so much time. Easy, my child, it's not your fault. Grandma's taught you how to tell the scent of a true wolf's pelt. But the last true wolf is clever. He's a weaver of pelts, hiding his scent perfectly. He is a tailor. Grandma guides me. I'll find the true wolf. Wait for me, Grandma. De Montano. Fucking Grandma. Oh boy. Oh shoot. How the fuck do you pronounce it? XUJ. What is it, Ludmilla? Red Hood. That one again? Where? Ali up ahead. Could recognize her from a mile away. Now, we were just taking a minute to change the tires. You run into her again? She's cursed, men. Do you want to go after her? Well, apparently she's told. Yeah, they told everyone that she's looking for Red Hood woman. Let's get back on the truck. Irene's waiting for us. I left someone at the accident scene the last time in order to go after her. She seemed to lead all this crazy shit. You know what's funny? Keep running into bad luck just like I keep running into her. It's like a curse I couldn't shake. It's a brutal pack of wolves that we're facing today. I've seen what they're capable of. That's why I need to be with you guys this time. Well, nothing for you to be ashamed of. Bastard taunted you when he tried to take revenge and kill your mentor. Way calmer than I would be if I was in your shoes. You know what? Once we get all this crap out of the way tonight, come with you to find her. Beat her up, tie her up behind our truck so that she gets to know what dust tastes like. Goodness. Nobody messes with Vard, ragazza sfortunata. Well, let's get going. Oh, they love Crown Slayer. Damn it, boss. This place was hard to find. Guys are in position, but you sure you don't want to be on the scene at the time like this? Come, look. Court Square? Man, this house is so close to Court Square. Took so many turns on my way here that I thought I ended up in another district. Hell, I could see the posters of the courthouse windows. Well concealed, but offers a perfect view of the square and the surrounding streets. I'll be giving orders in real time from right here, until the dust settles. How'd you get your hands on such prime real estate in such a short time? Been under my name for a long time. Bought it soon after I came to Novo City. Come here from time to time, and I wanted some time off. Stare at the courthouse and City Hall. How are things with the old man? No problems. Stays crowded, they got enough whiskey, cigars, and classic records to keep him busy all night. The port? Gambino got everything set up. Landship is the only thing that's coming to the city tonight. It's almost time, come to think of it. All our vehicles are being deployed around Novo City port. Goods will be delivered to every associate of the Familia once the landship is docked. Then it's up to us. Where's the parade procession? New art district. Well, the theaters and entertainment establishments are. Lots of performances on the street, activities for visitors to interact with the floats. At least an hour until it gets here. We have a small number of select Familia associates nearby, equipped with the weapons that we had smuggled in. Square is undermanned, with most of Novo City's police keeping order along the parade route. Express the courthouse and other administrative buildings quickly and efficiently. With the port and the courthouse in our hands and the supplies from the landship, Familia Venezia will become the de facto rulers of Novo City. Time for one of Novo City to wake up from revelry. I just thought of something. City Hall's plans calls for the parade to be welcomed at the square by Leontut's inaugural speech. We're gonna talk about stuff like the new order and Syracuse's future and whatever. You gonna say something too when they're welcomed by fully armed associates of Familia Venezia? There's no need, Capone. If you need to think about something, think about whether you still remember how to use a weapon after all the time you spent working at a vehicle company. All good. I don't know your history, Capone. The Sicilians started the first city-state war in the history of Syracuse. You looted through the city, pointing your weapons at all who would resist or speak up, and harvested the tails of the vanquished with sickles. That was Syracuse's first carnival, even though the name came later. This is your chance to prove that the history of Syracuse began with you, Sicilian. Well, so the talk is better for Gambino. He's the one who would never stop talking about Sicilians. Langman, Volsini, Nuovo Volsini, gone from one place to another over the years. Sicilians fell on hard times after Signora Cecilia abandoned her familia. Fucking typoed famiglia. Which is why I've never forgotten how to pull a trigger. Good, good. Do it. I have such a basic idea of just capture it with force. Huh? Happy Carnivale, Signor. I have a balloon. Hey, wait a minute. It's parade here already? Thought I would hear from the folks at the earlier stops. Good. You're... Slower on the uptake than I thought. What do you think was gonna happen? This ain't Signor Mayor's promotional video where we go to the ground as soon as a cop tags us. Been on the job for what? 1 year? No familiar Novo Volsini. Do you think they would have the skill or the guts to put their head on the line when all they do is issue traffic tickets? Ooh. Left side of the square is clear. Right side, same here. Roads that connect this court has an administrative building are secure. No survivors. Oh. Caught a few paper pushers as they were coming out. Damn, one got away and went back into the courthouse. Alright, no complaining. It's time. Do it. Okay, yeah. Things are indeed gonna very quickly go to shit. What time is it, Texas? 11. Here's your whiskey with ice. She did not take the tip of not drinking anymore. Thanks. You've been looking at these route maps over and over again, Lavinia. Take a break. Area around the square has been cleared of all non-relevant personnel. Traffic control is in effect from the new art district to the courthouse. All that's left is to wait for the procession. What's your decision? You're not concerned that it would cause a panic if it's the last Texas who makes the midnight speech rather than the acting mayor as originally planned? No, I'm not. Every float tonight is themed after a legendary beast, however mysterious or cruel. Many citizens have put on masks to play the wolf pack. Beast or man, that we walk together tonight in Nuovo Vulcini. I can think of nothing more appropriate for the Carnivale than having the last Texas give a speech to the citizens about a better future. I can think of no one else who would take Leontuta's place as a guest of honor. Alright, let me see that draft again. I'm sorry, Texas, but I need to prepare for all possible contingencies. You've looked on edge since you came back from the truckers' camp. Done what I could do in the time that I had. The threat hasn't been eliminated. Tonight... Oh, she's hurt. She has like blood and everything on her. Is it Judge Lavinia? What's the matter? Is that blood on your clothes? A large group suddenly showed up at the square. They took out the police. Who were they? Couldn't tell. They were all dressed up in costumes and wearing carnival masks. Looked like they already changed. They're ready to charge into the courthouse. Get your wounds treated. I'll check it out. No, Judge Lavinia, they're all over the square. If you go out now... If that's the case, hiding here won't do any good. They don't know that she has Big Hammer. I'm with you. Good. Stay here, Lavinia. I'll deal with what's going on outside. Oh, her. Irene? It's all wise guys. I want this building and the Supreme Justice. You. Here to protect you. Protect me? How? What the... Lavinia rushes to the window. Whole bunch of trucks. The truckers. The pack of beasts that had laid dormant in the darkness begins their hunt. Elaborately dressed, masked figures emerge from the alleys and approach the courthouse in orderly formation, quickly making their way through the police lines. And no further. A truck appears out of nowhere, coming to a screeching stop in their path. The police barricade that it sent flying makes a dull sound as it hits the ground. Then a second, and a third, as truck after truck barge into the square. Demonstrating surprising coordination, they form a tight line between the oncoming crowd and the courthouse, stopping it in its tracks like a dam stops a tide. They just surround the courthouse with trucks. They won't get near the courthouse for a while. I feel like I've seen this before. Perhaps you've seen City Hall's promotional video for Signor Bellone. Insurgent mafiosi block off the courthouse with trucks, creating an area in the city where the police cannot reach, allowing them to exact wanton violence. That was the inspiration. Wouldn't have thought if it wasn't part of the shoot. Irene closes the window. Time is short, Lavinia. There's much that we need to resolve. Let me just... No. I need to like stretch my neck muscles a little bit now. For some reason, when I was doing the voice for High Priest, it like almost like cramped out my my neck. Ow! What the hell, man? Like stretch my neck. Wish I could have like a soda or something while I'm reading, just to have something to like sip on, like some, you know, flavor, like tiny sugary dopamine hits. But if I do that, it's carbonated. I've realized that I can't drink anything carbonated when I'm doing reading streams. Because if I do, then I start getting like gas and I have to burp constantly. Surprise, carbonation. It's gas. PP9 after. That was actually fairly long read, that one. Let's hope that the boss doesn't fuck us up too bad. What is this? A list of people who have been coercing drivers to smuggle contraband into the city. Compiled from the truckers' testimonies. It's the same people behind the accident that night, the fire at Novosini Port, and the insurrection on the square that's happening right now. The Mafia. I see. Should have told me about the things that happened to the truckers' union. Went to the camp yesterday but didn't find you. Too late for that now, Your Honor. The important thing right now is to put these people on trial. Trial? They want to take over the courthouse and eliminate their greatest threat before Carnival is done. First Signor Lantuzzo, then you, Judge Lavinia. They're no longer citizens of Novosini. They violated everything that the new Urban Management Act stands for. The evidence is right before you. The drivers are the witnesses. Signorina Texas here belongs neither to the government, the Familia, nor the truckers' union. She's eminently qualified to be the jury. And you are the Supreme Justice of Novosini. Conditions have been met for emergency judicial procedures. Did I get the term right? Difficult wording. Under extreme circumstances, the courts may, when the basic conditions have been fulfilled, try persons who present a significant risk to the public security of Novosini in absentia. The most important matter at hand is to bring the situation under control, to ensure the safety of the citizen and the smooth progress of Carnival. That's what I'm here for, Your Honor. Deliver your judgment and the truckers' union will carry it out. Is that so? This list of names that you gave me. It's a little too detailed, Irene. Venezia, Saluzzo, Medici, Leotti, Genovese. All of these familiar on the square outside. Nobody on this list is innocent, Your Honor. If emergency judicial procedures are activated, once I sign this verdict, everyone on this list becomes an outlaw under the new Urban Management Act. By law, anyone may apprehend, even execute them at their own discretion, without legal consequence. The present situation is not enough for me to justify such a measure. But they're here for you, Lavinia. They're not coming with good intentions. That may be true, Irene. But what intentions are you coming here with? Why have you surrounded the courthouse with all these trucks? Is it to protect a friend? Or take the opportunity to solve all the problems you're facing? When he came to the camp yesterday, I was trying to find Sommer's body. Thank you for remembering him. Yes, he's dead. We mobilized a lot of people, but we never found his body. I mean, he went into like a container with a chair and... I don't know who killed him, but I know he or she is out there, in the darkness below. Any one man or woman who killed him, it's a shadow that has always hung above our heads. Mothers continue to stalk us even after coming to this new city. I want the murderers to get the punishment they deserve. I want to protect the rest of them and prevent the same fate from befalling anyone else. That's my intention, Your Honor. I should go. Don't use this kind of stuff. Got to be by their side. No, it's a lot to take in all at once and you need time to process. I'll make sure you're not disturbed. But don't take too long. Penance really is like, you know, hard carrying the backbone of this city. What's going on? An ambush? Did City Hall know about our plans? Thought the leader going to the courthouse. Must have gone to see that judge. What you scared of? It's trucks, not tanks. Government's so scared they had to hide behind a bunch of truckers. Forget them, we're going in. Irene, what do we do? Give her some time. Signore, signore, I know who you are and know what you're planning. Suggest you go no further. It's quite a scene. Never imagined there would be a festival in Siracusa like this, where everybody's part of it. It's because this city belongs to all of them. Tell me, Leon, those grand dreams of yours, how many cities like this will there be in Siracusa? You're quiet. It's not like you. Just thinking about whether I should give you an actual figure, or just say all of Siracusa. If Novosini is the only place where this legal system, this new order without the Familia exists, then it will be nothing but a lonely island in the ocean. Something that Lavinia and I have taken to heart. One lonely island, a swamp matters little. Before that, though, I must demonstrate to Signora Cecilia that this is possible in Siracusa. How many people? How many things will you leave behind in the process? You haven't changed one bit, Leon. You're firm, unwavering, very talkative when you talk about your dreams. But I'm not interested in engaging in a philosophical debate about the future of Siracusa with you here. In the past few months, City Hall has rejected all applications by businesses associated with the Bellones. You're behind it, aren't you? I won't deny it. I can understand why you did it. You wanted to separate yourself from the past to demonstrate the purity of City Hall. Who's the one who hasn't let the Familia go? Remember how some associates of the Familia chose to stay 1 year ago, even after most left because of what the old man did? What you don't know is that, as we discussed where we'd go from there was an unanimous agreement from the remaining associates to keep the Bellona name. Even if the name put a target on our backs for the other Familia, 4 of our enemies, and gave us trouble after trouble. Even if it forced us to seek new opportunities in Nuovo Cini. They don't regret it. They'd lived together, fought together, bled together under the Bellona name, carved out our own bit of turf together, earned the respect of everyone together. Not even the betrayal of the Don and his heir could shake his sense of belonging. Even the Don wanted to do away with the old and bring in the new, change his country from the foundation. How admirable, how determined. Isn't it a little cruel? There's no room in your great ambitions for the fratelli who have had your back all this time, who had gone through hell and high water with you. They respect you, Leon, but they're also disappointed. Yes, disappointed. You knew. How cold of you, Leontitsu. If Nuovo Cini rejects purely because the mayor was once the heir of Bellone, because the potential backlash that permitting the entry of Bellona business might bring, the problem can be solved by taking you out of the equation. Your men. Your men are in place nearby. Reveling crowd pays no heed to us. It's not hard for you. Barely an inconvenience. Said a year ago that I'm responsible to those left behind. I'd intended to tell you this the night at the restaurant. I had to push it back for a few days. I didn't have anything to do with your accident, Senor Mayor, but I will not hesitate to get you out of the way if you become an obstacle to us. I believe it. You were never the joking type. So? What's that sound? Even bigger float? The City Hall plans a surprise for the parade? This is genuinely zero proofreading. It's impressive. Almost every single, I feel like almost every story bit has had at least one quality checking issue. It's so disappointing from Yostar, honestly. The event's still good, but Jesus. I don't know how many of you are skulking out there tonight, but I can tell you pretty much every driver from the guild is here, be it full members or temporary contractors. Strength in numbers, she says. What's next? You whip out a spanner from the trunk or something? I'll tell you what, get out of my sight right this instant, all of you. I'll pretend I didn't see you tonight. Never thought we could stop you through strength of numbers alone. Bunch of haulers who could hardly hold their own in a drunken brawl, much less fight to the death. Life's already hard enough. Too much in life that we have to give up. Prove one thing, the Familia will never give a second thought about us. Not then, not now, not ever. Continue to cower, and all will continue to seize blood. Our own, our friends, our families. It's been a full 10 minutes. Can you reach Gambino? Nope, I ain't getting through at all. Something's not right. The landship should have reached the rendezvous point and made port. The convoy should have been on their way already, but there's no movement at the docks at all. You gonna listen to that driver talk until morning, Capone? Just a bunch of haulers, Antonio, are you sure? They're in the way, Capone. I'm also, however, wondering, is Saluzzo also planning everything underneath all of this? Because obviously Venezia and Anton are very directly, trying to do a coup d'etat right now, but we get rumble? What's going on? Feels like the whole plate is shaking. Came from the direction of the port. Hey, that way. That's our landship, right? A balloon escapes the thread that bound it and rises in the air for a dozen seconds, until it comes to an abrupt end when it meets a corner at the top of a massive object. It is a custom-built cargo landship. A massive vehicle that travels from city to city. Its enormous, resilient hull able to protect massive amounts of cargo from catastrophes and hazardous terrain. It is not an object that one would expect to see inside of a city. But it has forced its way into Nuovo Cini by brute force, its tracks crushing the ground underneath it, sending gravel flying. It tears buildings apart like papers as it crushes past them, and the resultant rubble falls from the sky like rain of stone. This is so Lapland coded. She is no longer content with driving trucks into buildings, she has to drive a land ship into buildings. It shows no signs of stopping even as it enters the square, casually brushing aside the trucks that surround the courthouse, while mafiosi and truck drivers alike scatter, fleeing for their lives. She even painted fucking fangs on. Finally, slowly, the landship comes to a rumbling halt. That was when they noticed that there are ribbons and balloons all over this behemoth of steel, meant to roam the wilderness. It is here for the festival. Ciao! Why so serious, wolf pups? It's Carnevale, time to celebrate and party. Be it admonishment or taunt, all could hear the voice coming from the deck of the landship. The white wolf removes her mask. No one can take their eyes off her. I love this stupid woman. Beams from spotlights sweep away the darkness around her. The tactful night breeze brushes open the bright red on her shoulder. The best tailor in Syracuse says weave roses and blood into the dress of the white wolf, equally at home on stage or in the wilds. Seemingly satisfied at the reaction of the audience of mafiosi and truck drivers, Lapland delivers her brightest smile and takes a graceful bow. She's so dramatic. Shall we dance? Fall behind, lose your tail. Well, why are you standing there like a bunch of statues? Least you could do is blow a kiss or two. It's the final stop of the Night of Wonders. What are you doing? You're not welcome to the parade with the grandest show of them all. Oh, I see. Most of you are still empty-handed. My bad, my bad. The game has got to be fair and the performance has got to be grand. Thankfully, someone has prepared the props ahead of time. Music begins to play and Lapland puts her foot forward to the rhythm, acting like she owns the place. She kicks box after box off the deck. All the while, she never stops talking. Yapper. Yapper. The boxes break apart in midair, sending their contents scattered across the plaza. Arts units, guns, staves, crossbows, originium explosives. It is a rain of weapons that falls everywhere. All one has to do is stretch out their hand to pick up the raindrops. Capone is losing his mind. He's like, oh my god. Her again. The pan to all the people. Don't be shy, don't be shy. It's what you've been waiting for, what you've been looking for, isn't it? No rush, no hurry, there's plenty for everybody. The night is young, Nova will see me. The White Wolf of Saluzzo has hijacked our landship. Is this Alberto's doing? No, the use of the landship was a last-minute decision. Alberto hasn't shown any sign of intervening, other than the two of us butting heads in the matter of the truckers' union. Where's that Lapland thinking? She's not doing this just for fun, is she? She is. Still can't get through the Gambino. You better pray he's still alive. No need to be anxious. Lapland just spared us the effort of delivering the weapons to the square. Other than the commotion being a little bigger than expected, things are going larger according to plan. Went to the docks. Lapland is just one loophole. Even if something did happen at the Novo City port, there'll be enough time to deal with it. We take care of things here at the court square. Get the guys from adjacent districts to come over towards the court square. Take inventory and make sure the goods are delivered properly. City's brain and heart is what's really important. Once that's under control, everything else will fall into place. You got it. Add the boys clear a path that takes you away from the parade and cops, so that you can get to Novo City port in the shortest amount of time. Food has been sent to your terminal. On my way. Capone? Oh. Yeah, they were talking to Capone, yeah. Wasn't easy to get you out of the shadows, boss. Is betrayal a proud Sicilian tradition too? Where are you wagging your tail to? City Hall? Saluzzo? One of the other familia that's trying to take advantage of the situation in the city. Oh, just putting you in touch with somebody who wanted to meet you. Antonio hears footsteps behind him. He turns around and sees the familiar figure at the end of the alley, walking slowly towards him. As for your question, you weren't such a bad boss, you know? Temperamental but sharp. Actually felt pretty guilty when that crazy Lapland came knocking. Glad I don't feel that way now. Thanks for that one. The Femina got 100 ways to deal with enemies and traitors. Cut their tongues, slit their throats, bury them alive with their families. We're villains, true and true. They much we wouldn't do. But no familiar would raise a hand against honest folk who pay their protection money. What? Times may change, but there's some rules in Siracusa that never do. I guess when all's said and done, you're still a Bolivarian, Antonio. That was quick. You need to get your news faster. I was waiting nearby all this time. Still, thank you. If you want to thank someone, thank Lapland. Not that I got any clue what she's planning. If I get the chance. Need a hand? You can go. Ingrid. Lapland, honestly, kind of seems like Lapland's just going around solving issues right now. She's like... Texas stands on the roof of one of the administrative buildings. She came here from the courthouse rooftop. The night wind rustles her clothes. She tries to keep herself pressed against the fence as she moves towards her mark, ignoring the commotion on the ground. Yeah, she's very much chaotic good in this event. Or even chaotic neutral, maybe even. Good, at least, I guess, if you're, depending on your perspective, obviously. That land ship, it's registered over Venezia trucking. They secretly brought entire ships full of weapons. It's no longer a secret. Lapland's actions threaten to cause the situation to spiral out of control. Maybe that's what she wants, and her expected attention-seeking lone wolf to act rationally. It's not me that Lapland is after this time. Concerned that she might not stop at this. She once said that all of Siracusa is her enemy. Go, Texas. You'll be by yourself. Not much we can do here, trapped in the courthouse. Best we can do is to neutralize potential risks as best we can. Both Venezia and the Truckers Union are here for me. That's why I must stay. Besides, can't really move like you do. I don't think Irene intends to do anything to me, for the time being at least. As for Lapland, leave her to me. Landships tore up the ground, squares in mayhem, and the courthouse door is blocked. How'll you get to her? The roof. Texas suddenly misses her friends at Pigman Logistics. Rosan would bash a path through the chaotic crowd with her shield. Exia would probably come up with something even more outlandish. Texas takes one look to estimate the direction. She takes a deep breath and takes a leap of faith. She has her drip! What a dramatic entrance, Texas. What, not happy that I stole the show? Why would I be, when you're so eager to come and see me? Did you break your leg? Do you need a doctor? Well, it's not like your doctor could get here in this mess. Just find a place and sit down. Sit where? You've turned the deck into a stage? Do you seriously get this costume custom made just for this? It's the Carnaval, after all. It's better than what you're wearing, doesn't it? Hey, Gabino! Have you given out all the candy? There's a little left in the hole. Go deal with that candy thief in the hole. I think he came up with you. Leave the front row seats to me for me in Texas. Oh, suddenly. Look, the poor child. Box cracked next to him and a whole box of weapons spilled into his arms. See how he stares with mouth agape. Does he not know how it works? Ones in the masks have seen him. He raised the gun in his hand by instinct. Honestly, Gambino and Capone are just like... What? They're also pretty unlucky in a way. Finally talking, Caesar. What did you think? Not just I who didn't want to speak. Agnes, Vargo, we were ready to rip your throat out until your little pup showed up. Is this what Lapland wanted to show us? Only a little better than those colorful streets and flippant fireworks. Does the human game refer to those humans still refuse to remove their absurd masks and show their true face? Is this worth all the Signore de Lupi gathering here tonight? Are you anxious, Caesar? Well, Vargo is the one who should be anxious right now. Thanks to your help, Red should be paying a visit to the Tailor de Montano as we speak. I'm ashamed of you, Saro. Huh, is that an emotion worthy of the Signore de Lupi, Vargo? Besides, you were the one who broke the rules first. You interfered directly in the game. Killer that you had the Higashi dog find attack the fangs of Caesar and Agnes in public. There have been too many irregularities in this round. Agnes Vargo is a position shared by more than one kindred. Game itself must be reviewed. But the wolves that lay lazily upon the deck suddenly spring up. With Caesar, the Signore de Lupi surround Vargo and Agnes, shifting and crouching while bellowing belligerently. If not for the night wind that drowned out the sound of the Signore de Lupi's hunt, those on the ground would have been overwhelmed by terror beyond fathoming. Well, after all these years, we're going back from using our little fangs. Shut up, Zaro. At least 3 fangs have revealed themselves. The last 3 fangs have revealed themselves. The Signore de Lupi shall stay here until this round is decided, and shall not intervene in any manner. Any in violation shall be exiled from the pack, and be punished in the most cruel way for eternity. The pack has spoken. Let us watch with patience. We'll see if the human game is truly so much more interesting, as Lapland said. Vargo? Gambino? Vargo? Did nobody tell you that by the rules of Syracuse, sneaking onto somebody else's turf gets your leg cut off at the knee? Now get out of those boxes and go sit in a corner. Oh. It's you who should sit down, big guy. No, it's you, little de Montana Taylor. So after I spared your life, you tailed me to the Novosini port, sneaked onto this landship? Got talent on this front, I'll give you that. I wouldn't have known that you were smuggling so much weapons into the city if I didn't. What's Venetia Jr. planning? What do you think? Have any idea how many people will die? Do you want to join a familia and become a somebody? Never thought about what the somebody had to do to get there? Nonno was right. Somebody like you keep ordering new clothes because they keep getting soaked in blood. You're no big shot. Nonno's too good for people like you. He's learning. If I was you, I'd listen to my nonno, swallow my tears, and learn how to sew buttons. I won't let you. Who's gonna stop me? You? Get back! Lucino kicks open a plank. Red sewing threads simply nimbly weave through it, with Lucino holding the end. Explosives? You learned that from the movies? All the original explosives are connected by the thread. All you need to do is pull it and these weapons will burn to ash. You know what's gonna burn to ash? You. Or you give up that dream of becoming a familiar somebody? Decided to be a hero who teaches the familiar a lesson? Sure, the headlines will be all talking about the young hero Lucino who saved Novosini. Maybe he'll get a medal from the mayor. Won't be that little Taylor anymore. Everyone will tip their hats when they see you on the streets. That's enough, pup. I don't got time to play what I want to be when I grow up with you. I don't need that. What are you talking about? I cause trouble. I'll deal with it myself. Nobody needs to know. Lucino de Montana won't spend his entire life as his nobody. Maybe I'll never be more than a tailor, but right now, I don't think so. I don't like the way you were talking, big guy. Don't look down on tailors. You don't know what we can do with a needle and thread. He's suddenly locking in. You know, kid, I'm starting to like you. You remind me of me when I was a pup. Huh? 2 things was common knowledge by the time I got old enough to know my own name. Cecilia is the oldest familia in Syracuse. I ain't around no more because of Signora Cecilia. All who tried to curry favor with Signora Cecilia came up empty. All who tried to revive the familia were banished. The name Sicilian was a big fat joke. But it became my label without my say-so, just like everyone calls you Little Taylor. That's why I told myself I was gonna be somebody. All Syracuse is gonna know the name of Gambino Ricci, the Sicilian. How'd that go? Didn't go. Just wanted Venetia Jr. to suffer. He's suffering enough right now. The ship ain't under his control. You're bucking up the wrong tree, kid. See that crazy bitch on the deck? Stay clear of her. She's trouble. Yeah, that's how you describe Lapland. You think I'd believe? I'm just too young, thought Lucino when it happened. Gambino had been drawing closer and closer. Even worse, Lucino had accidentally snapped the thread in his panic. There was no explosion. Nothing. Everything was obscured by fog. The next instant, he saw Gambino floating in midair, and he finds himself in midair too, falling off the landship and heading straight towards the ground. He seems to hear a faint sigh. Oh, did Vargo help? Cazzo! What's wrong with this white wolf? What is she doing? Form up and pick up the weapons. Have the guys nearby join up here. Get a group at the board of that landship. It belongs to us. Gotcha. It's not a good idea. Stop right there. You criminal scum. Irene's orders, nobody gets through. Merda, when will these haulers learn to give up? I have like a little bit of phlegm in my throat. Well, looks like we won't be disturbed for a while. What's that look on your face? I was expecting more gratitude for exposing a familiar plot to bring violence back to Novosini. Maybe even a medal. Like this? This is not Samhain and Lungmen in Lapland, and those arts units and explosive aren't candies. Hundreds of mafiosi are trying to take over the courthouse and city hall, and there are many out there in that revelry who want to see things get worse. You know what this means as well as I do. The familia haven't changed their ways and incited another civil disorder? That Novosini isn't really any different from other 22 nomadic cities in Siracusa? But the Carnivale is finally living up to its name. There are almost 1,000 truck drivers on this square. Mafiosi are picking up the weapons, and these ordinary folk have to do the same in order to protect themselves. Why did you decide to come down from the sky, Texas? Who blocked the courthouse doors? Mafiosi are not the only ones wearing masks on this square. Familia Venezia has been plotting to take over the city with these weapons. You needed to discover their plot. Those drivers needed to protect themselves. All I did was bring out into the open what everybody wanted. You know how much I hate chess players. I prefer to put my foot down on the chessboard. Tonight is Carnivale. It's time to review the progress that this new city has made in the past year. Everyone has the right to express their views and their demands about it, don't they? Candy alone isn't enough to make everybody happy. Look over there. Them. No rush, Texas. I have a lot of questions, but why don't we make a bet first? Not interested. I'll take that as a yes. We're always more alert, more vigilant than anyone. You never claim to have high and lofty ideals, but you have a funny way of ending up on whichever side stood for justice, whether Nyan or Siracusa. The time is now 11:30. Parade procession will arrive at Court Square in 15 minutes. Where do you think will fire the first shot? Will hundreds of thousands of Novosinians see two groups lining the streets to welcome them in perfect peace and harmony? Or will they see the streets run red with blood and bring this truly Syracusan festival to a climax? I've seen the weather forecast. Clear skies are expected tonight. There will be no rain to wash away the blood. A statement. A statement, all right. Oh. And the boss track? None of us brought the gun. And this is called gunshot. The city waits for a gunshot. Oh yeah, I need to actually make a... Actually, did I make this already? I might have made this. Yeah, I made this already. Kind of. This is Trust Fart Squad, not actual squad. Red, yes. Texas, yes. Her, yes. Lap, penance.
Bene, darò un'occhiata al tuo piano e vedrò se
Bloodshed should be
combacia col
illegal
mio
during
lavoro.
clear days. Yes, that's how it works. Think of all the people who need to clean up, right? Terrible, shaking my head. Let's be real, this is probably not going to be a first, a clear on first go around, considering our team. Are you awake, pup? Oh, him. I don't know what's sadder for Umberto. Slowly a waste away from age and illness, or to watch how his pups get dumber with each generation. How sad and pathetic, humans. You're... The memory is blurry, but Lucino remembers the voice. The night that Umberto brought him back to Taylor de Montano. Sitting on a chair, Lucino looked blankly at the unfamiliar room before him, filled with various fabrics and tools. Umberto was outside talking to someone. Suddenly he turns around, and through the window Lucino thought Umberto was showing him to someone else, but does not see who it is. His grandfather, his only living relation. Lucino feels his stomach churn with nervousness. Then he hears a voice mixed with anger and resignation exclaim, "Shameless human, up to the same old tricks again." Are you Nonno's friend? Friend, teacher, master, employer, client. My relationship with Umberto is not so easily defined. I'm the master of these wilds, pup. and your grandfather is my Fang. A most incompetent one, I might add. But he loves them. Guess I'm really getting old. How long I sat by the work table, the nights never felt this long. Would have noticed that you coming in. When? Oh. 10 minutes ago. Do you mind if I kept working while we talked? I was delayed by an old friend's unexpected visit. I must hurry and finish the most important work on this suit. Uchino can take care of the final touch-ups himself. Why? I smell no scent of wolf from you, even a little bit. Nor have you mastered any unusual way. I was watching, I can tell. Are you really the last true wolf? True wolf? Ah, you mean the fangs. Yes, you've come to the right place, young one. I observed Umberto for a long time. Watched him serve customers of every kind, casually putting his scissors through some of their throats while taking measurement, without getting a single drop of blood on himself. He was not a warrior like Ingrid. He was smart, knew how to make the most of who he was. He was also good at disguising himself. Spent most of his time in Tailor de Montano, equally in demand as a tailor as he was an assassin. That's why I chose him. Told him about the Signora dei Lupi and the existence of the game. None of the stories were true. You're the wolf from the stories. No wonder he wanted to leave the Familia. He was the Signora dei Lupi's chosen, most special tailor in Siracusa. Sure is very lucid. None accept your deal? What is he sure is very lucid in this context. I feel like that's probably a mistranslation. No Fang can reject the Signora dei Lupi. But Umberto set a condition. Condition? He was not the first Fang to try to bargain with the Signora dei Lupi. Impertinent fools. 100 ways to destroy them and find someone else to take their place. What did Nonna want to do? Umberto wanted to raise his pup to adulthood before delivering my victory. His wife had passed away, he said, and his young pup Luca was too young to survive without him. That was it? That was it. I agreed. The society of humans was no more dangerous than the wilderness. Did not imagine it would take up so much of his time and energy. I visited the tailor's shop from time to time to make sure he was not deceiving me. That day, Umberto shut down his assassination business, devoting all his time to the sewing machine, fabric, and the young pup as it grew. His hands were still steady, his eyes still sharp. Therefore, I kept my promise. I needed a fang that would not break, not easily distracted prey. I gave him time, had plenty of it. But Papa died meaninglessly. I gave Umberto plenty of time to recover from the shock. May not have been how Umberto planned it, but at least now he was no longer burdened, and so one night I visited him again, demanded that he hold up his end of the bargain. But my fang once again bargained with me. The Signora dei Lupi pauses and glares at the young tailor before him. Do you mean... He learned that his pup had a pup of his own, last family he had. Wanted to raise you to adulthood too, before the hunt begins. Shameless human, up to the same old tricks again. That was you. This time I did not assent, but he seems to have forgotten who he was, and who I was to him. Every time I pressed him, he babbles something like how life keeps repeating itself, while shamelessly promising that he will hold up his end of the bargain. But Nana was never in good health, as long as I could remember. My fan could hardly defend himself now, much as deliver my victory. The only result of my patience was that he had grown old. And actually, I know he's only ever cared for about his shop, the suits he made, and the people he loved. That's why he did those things, which he was never made for. Umberto was a fool. I was wrong about him. Why are you telling me all this, Signora dei Lupi? All my effort and my patience have only earned me an eternity of scorn from the pack for breaking the rules of the game. You are his pup. Now you must face punishment. But punishment? All your efforts tonight will be futile, whether you're trying to destroy the weapons or destroy the ship. Look down at your chest. Uchino looks down and sees that the front of his jacket has flown open. He must have dropped his button in the chaos. Whatever you want to become, pup, learn to see your own buttons first. Now get lost. Go back to Umberto. Vargo loves them. He's being tsundere. He's so tsun. Hey there, James. You're a terrible actor, Vargo. A mock anger. When you're afraid we would harm that pup. He's not part of the game. Have you forgotten the decision of the pack, Vargo? The Signor de Lupi shall stay here until this round is decided, and shall not intervene in any manner, or else... I've already lost, Caesar. The silvery Signor de Lupi suddenly looks up. He casts his gaze towards the corner of the city, a city engulfed in revelry, the night sky bright as day. No one notices that a certain cloud has dispersed. The wind brings a familiar scent. Red has done her work. I won't be shameless like Zaro, Caesar. I've gone against the decision of the pack, and I should accept my punishment. Are you mourning your fang? Just bitter about losing. We at now? We're right before the boss for the event. Wouldn't have found you without Grandma's help. Grandma? That's how you call your wolf? I never thought of them as being particularly kindly. But then Margot must have figured out a long time ago that he was being deceived. Soft heart there, underneath the surface. You won't resist either? Either? The last true wolf that I killed didn't resist. She just watched me pierce her chest as she colored her limp leg. She sighed and muttered, "Finally, no need to live in fear anymore." Sounds like death was a relief to her. Well, it's not as if I stood any chance if I tried to resist. Besides, I don't mind this chat going on for a while longer. It'll ruin this new suit if we started fighting right now. Phew, almost there. Measure, cut, shape, trim. That's how plain cloth becomes stylish clothes. About 450 steps to a standard Siracusa suit, but it doesn't take as much time as one might think, if you go about them step by step, calmly and patiently. The sound of the sewing machine stops. The old tailor trims away the protruding threads, gets up from his chair and walks by the huntress to hang the new suit on the wall. He sighs, rubs his swollen eyes and lies down on a sofa in a corner. Do you mind if I lie down? At this age, I get dizzy whenever I work for an extended period of time. Grandma was right. True wolves are good at disguising themselves. I do not understand why you don't smell a wolf. It doesn't change what you did to Grandma. You ate Grandma's eyes, arms, and heart. Answer me, True Wolf. Why do you engage in such a cruel game? I see. That's how you understand the game to be like. Take it you asked the last fan you killed the same question. I don't have an answer either, young one. We're all chosen by fate, by happenstance. Whether it is lies or truth that accompanies us, however, all of it will converge upon a single end. What will you do when that time comes? Find the other true wolf who escaped me. Her bow is weak. She's no match for me. No, what I mean is, what happens when you've killed all the true wolves? The game ends, and Grandma is saved. And what about you? Where will you go from there? What will you do? Have you been seeking out and killing true wolves all this time? Michael's ears. No, I was helping Keltsit. Many things at Rhodes Island that I need to do. The huntress bows her head. I've wasted too much time. The cold glint of a dagger shines out of Red's sleeves. She had been holding it all this time. You're afraid, True Wolf? Of course I'm afraid. Always am, whether you're here or not. Health has been a steady decline for a long time. Can't help but be afraid when you know that you don't have much time left. At least I was not like the one you spoke of, who spent a long time waiting for death's visit. It's much scarier than death. Come to think of it, didn't really achieve anything in my life. Killer who racked up a mountain of blood debts. Father who watched his son die. Grandfather who doesn't know how to teach his grandson. A fang who never played the game. But I was a good tailor. A lucky old man. How many can say that they were doing the work they loved on their deathbed? Leave the finishing touch to you, Lucino. Red does not raise her dagger. She does not need to. The old man on the sofa is no longer breathing, as though he had expended his last bit of strength to finish the suit. Red gazes unblinkingly at the old man's face. She had seen the deaths of many, all of whom had died with an expression like a mask on their faces. Even the limp true wolf that was waiting for death had terror on her face when Red came in, which only changed to relief in her final moments. As for the reunion members in the Lungmen ruins, and those who invaded Rhodes Island, their faces were twisted from rage or fear. but the expression on the face of the old man before her never changed, from the moment she walked into Taylor de Montano to this very instant. Red was finally certain that he was not disguising himself. Was the man really who Grandma said he was? The true wolf died before the huntress, but not by the huntress's hand. Doubt fills Red's heart. Where will you go from there? What will you do? I don't understand, Grandma.
Red, Grandma lying to you.
Oh, well, you lagged for a bit, what the hell? Seems like you hate Syracuse even more than I do. You think I'm doing this for revenge? No. Or he said goodbye to my past, Texas. Maybe there wasn't a formal ceremony, but that doesn't make it any less serious. I didn't tell you how I became a taxi driver, did I? I never asked. Zara and I came across this pile of scrap metal in the wilderness. Two of you got together? Not many people would interrupt me like this, you know. Yes, he's my lackey now. A few Syracusans came to Novosini together, but started brawling out in the wilderness for no reason. The car ended up in front of me. Syracuse invited, so I had to answer. Just like you had to return to Volsini last year. Absolutely sure you're not just recalling the plot of a radio program? Hey, I would be happy to sell the story to a radio station or filmmaker. I think it'll make a good road movie. 1 year ago, I was sitting at that table in the Grey Hall with you when you won this pneumatic city from the Befana Sicilia. You could call me one of the startup investors in this youthful dream of a new Syracuse. That's one way to describe herself. Of course, I needed to be here at the 1 year anniversary of Novosini to celebrate with my friends. You know, I think I deserve some gratitude for the problems I dealt with behind the scenes to make sure the festival proceeds without a hitch. Like scattering weapons across the square. Much more than just that. Such as my dear father, who is quite, let's say, ambitious about his plans for the new city. Thought Alberto was in custody. Oh, come on. Haven't you spent enough time in the family to know what a stronzo de Saluzadon is? He wouldn't tolerate the thought of anything being outside his control, despite his failure at Volsini, despite the vigilance of Novosini City Hall and courts against his interference. What did you do? Took a few things out of his control, that's all. You'll find out soon enough. You sure you're not doing this for revenge? Well, I guess that's a matter of interpretation. On these masked dudes on the square, remember seeing their boss, that cheerful Perro, in court? Venezia Jr. It's often those who despise the game the most who understand the rules most thoroughly. He and his Venezia trucking have never been in violation of the new Urban Management Act. As a matter of fact, he's a 2-time winner of the Outstanding Young Entrepreneur Award. He might hit Syracuse more than either of us, Texas. But he knows how to read the winds better than most wolves. Another typo. But oh my god, man! So I have to be accurate to the text, but to what? Jesus fucking Christ. Yep, I'm screenshotting that as well. Give me a second. I don't like his hairstyle. Too oily. I prefer Vulpos who aren't so much like wolves. A Vulpo mother from a distant land who returned to Syracuse to seek justice for her apathy-inflected daughter. Touching story, isn't it? Besides, I happen to know that mother. What did you do this time? Helped her find the culprit. Super easy. Barely any inconvenience. Sure you would have done the same. Sound like the city hall should give you a medal for outstanding citizenship. What better time to do that than tonight? You can do the honors. Nah, wouldn't set well with my conscience. After all, things have gone to the point where they are, even with all the business that I threw a wrench into. Now, let's get back to that wager. 2 packs of wolves, increasingly antsy. End is approaching, Texas. The end is approaching. HD overworking them. No, they just have like 2 guys. Glad you're here, Ingrid. White Wolf of Saluzzo has disrupted our plans. Going to the port to deal with matters, lest she ruin everything that Venezia has built in Volsini. I turned my emblem a long time ago, but perhaps the Familia is none of my business. Drop the act, Antonio. You know why I'm here. How did you know it was me? When you told me you knew the truth. It was your reaction just now that removed the last vestige of doubt. Why do you think the Sicilian betrayed you the moment you saw me? Ah, you tricked me. Did I? I had my suspicion, Antonio. If the Tancredis wanted to assassinate the Venezia Don, doing it for a child was a highly unreliable method, to say the least. No matter how intricate their plan was, they could not possibly have prepared a doll that Lisa had only fallen in love with half a month ago because of a movie. Then there was an assassination attempt. You heard Lisa to agitate me, in order to run me out of the Familia. If that was so... Oh, you spared no expenses to make sure that Lisa wanted for nothing when I brought her back. She called you the really nice Perro Uncle. And the way you beseeched me to come home after I arrived in Novosini. You wore your mask perfectly, Antonio. You put on such a natural act that it would put the real thing to shame. No, it was all real. Lisa, lovely, clever child. Happy from the bottom of my heart when she called me uncle. But you were in my way, Ingrid. You could never risen into familiar with you around, much less rise to my present position. Struggle between Venezia and Tancredi had reached the point where nothing was off limits. A chance that I could not afford to miss. Lisa was your only weakness. That's why I tried to bring you back after chasing out from the Familia. Answer was even simpler. Times have changed, Ingrid. Be it with the Familia or in Novosini. Venezia Jr. needs a strong right hand. Kill him now. I even made preparations to sponsor Rhodes Island under the name of Venezia Trucking in order to allow them to devote their full effort to Lisa's treatment. The Don took us in, and we lived together as Venezia for more than a decade. But somehow, you have it in you to hurt the people closest to you. Kind of chastising me for lacking in decency, Ingrid? I'm curious. You truly agree with what the old man says, or just playing dumb? You keep emphasizing decency, acting like we're principled, pretending we're filled with love, and claiming we're so different from other familia. But we're no different, are we? Just a bunch of stronzo with blood all over our hands. That tailor, Umberto, he's done dirty work after the old man, just because he owed the old man one back in the day. If decency was really about the familia, why did he leave the familia to focus on his suits? Oh, he's coming closer. That scar on your face. Mark of honor or shame? Behind the scar, how many lives were taken in the name of familia? Who's really decent in this swamp they call Syracuse? No one amongst us, at least. Good. This is the right distance for stabbing. You really are forthright, Antonio. I just believe we shouldn't expect something unrealistic from one another. What the Syracusans should do is be prepared to lose everything, including those they love the most. That's what I used to admire you for. A bright flash of light. The alley they are in is separated from Court Square by a high wall. Only a few dim street lamps illuminate the dark street. The sudden flash of light dazzles Ingrid momentarily. This is your arts. You hit it well. Doesn't do much, except cause a strong flash of light. Even looks a little silly, doesn't it? Second time I've ever used it. Without this light, I would not have dodged that bullet while kneeling in the mud of the jungle. I'd have been able to hold that drunken noble who circled our names away from the list before cutting his head off. Anger and distract me with that speech you just gave, then create an opening with that flash. Had this the moment you saw me, didn't you? Though my knife was found the omamori you wore on your belt. The omamori worked! They should have had a CG for... Well, at least they have this CG. They should have had one for stabbing him as well. You never had a chance, Antonio. But when I found out what kind of person you are. You know, it's funny. Actually trying to think of an excuse to spare your life on my way here. There's a stab in the... Lisa's condition can never be cured. She has found friends at Rhodes Island. Even became an operator for them, working to help other orthopathy patients. I was worried about Lisa's education. Life has thrown her a bone by the strange deliverance of fate. Sorella, Ingrid Venezia, you insult me with this decency even now? You'd never have missed my heart if you didn't mean to. You shouldn't be still talking. You're mistaken. It's just plain Ingrid, a mother whom you've angered. I was thinking about decency, so only so that you wouldn't die with any. I left you alive so that you could bleed to death. You deserve the pain, Antonio. Hard. Another firework explodes in the skies not far from here, casting its light on Ingrid's face. The parade is about to arrive at the square. Carnivale comes to a climax. It'll be a long time before they find out about the perro lying on the other side of the wall. Ingrid snickers at the thought. She's very proud of herself. She walks over the figure lying on the ground and leaves the alley. Four minutes until parade arrives at Court Square. Still can't get in touch with Antonio. What the hell is going on? Where's Capone at a time like this? I knew you couldn't trust the Sicilian. What do we do now? What do you think we do? Is it a movie when you just call cut and go to lunch? Everything's been exposed. City Hall sees us who we are now. You think we could go back to being honest citizens with no Volsini after this? Complete Antonio's mission, capture the courthouse, get in touch with the port. Do the reinforcement have the weapons? Yeah. Good, on my order. Maybe some of us haven't touched a weapon in a year, but we ain't any more out of practice than these cargo hauling schemo. Maybe. Irene. You have the answer? It's not the one we want to hear, is it? Tell Irene that I'm very sorry about someone. That I will not sign this verdict, and this decision is final. No Volsini would not tolerate the crimes of the Mafia. That doesn't mean other people can use the opportunity to achieve their own goals. I've gotten letters from many friends over the past year. Some of them are judges or lawyers in other cities. Others have chosen to pursue a different career. They shared a lot of advice with me about the jurisprudential basis of the new Urban Management Act and a specific room for improvement. I read many feelings between the lines. Concern, confusion, hope, even envy. The new Urban Management Act is a unique thing in Siracusa. It's the basis of the city's existence. Many have their eyes upon it. Even more have sacrificed for it. It's true that it can be powerless at times, but it's especially in times like this that I can't allow it to become empty words, much as a tool to be exploited. Still the same old Lavinia. Hey, Irene. What is it? Oh, they're really suddenly putting up these CGs. Listen to me carefully. These people have grown their hands on weapons. They've become true wolves. The situation is out of control. Saw what the mafiosi are capable when I first came to Syracuse as a kid. Slaughtered my uncle's entire family in just half an hour. In a few moments, I'll release smoke to obstruct their view. Get the guys out of here when that happens. Hand signs, signals, whatever. I know you have a way. You need to be quick. I've never released a smoke in such a large area before, so I don't know how well it'll work or how long I can keep it up. Trucks are right behind us. Get in, get away. I wasn't with Sommer that night. I wasn't with Sommer that night. It's partly my fault that he's dead. So much that a luckless loner like me can do, but I can't let my brothers and sisters die here. That's a gun, not a spanner. Stop pointing it at me. I don't mean pointing at yourself. But I don't know how to use it. And point in front of you, Pedro. The change in the eyes. But that's... Don't worry about it going off or accidentally touching the switch on some arts unit. I've talked to Judge Lavinian. These Mafiosi have been declared outlaws under the new Urban Management Act. No one is going to hold you responsible if you accidentally shoot them. So take a deep breath and hold your weapon firm. We're protecting Justice Lavinia, protecting the courthouse and protecting ourselves. But Irene... She's lying. Listen. What? The cheering. It's getting nearer and nearer. Parade will reach Court Square in just a few more minutes. How will the people interpret what they see? They're the ones who will pass judgment. The law needs only facts, doesn't it? Irene's voice is trembling, but the crossbow in her hand is firm. Suddenly, Ludmilla feels like she's looking at a stranger. She locked in as well. The moon. The beast-masked figures on one side, the truck drivers on the other, like they're standing on two sides of a river. There's no weapon on the ground, only shattered boxes. The weapons are in their hands. Everyone hears the sounds filling the air. Rumbling floats, impromptu band performance, the spirited yelling of acrobats, the parade draws ever closer. Then sounds that are fainter, but even more audible. The sound of guns being loaded and locked, arts units being activated, crossbow safety pins being unlocked. There's nowhere to hide. There's nowhere to run. No one has moved, yet. With the first shot, the damned river will burst, and the tide of madness will wash over everything. No one speaks. Nerves are wound to the very tightest. Everyone is listening to the sounds and their own racing heartbeats. A new day will dawn upon Novo Cini soon. But the night is long. One of us brought the gun? It's the gunshot! The gunshot! Oh. There she is! La signora del carnevale! And of course, how lucky that Lapland happened to be the opening line. La signora del carnevale finally takes the stage. The reckless Velluti started with her, and it's she will lead it to its finale. Endless carnival. A decadent joke. Dude, the song though. The song though. Oh, that's the wrong Texas. Alright, yeah, I don't know what she does, of course. Ow! Oh, that's very... Well, I guess I have to wait until I get, you know... Does she have global range? Is that it? Is that my issue right now? Is this woman has global range? Where are you going? No, she's going up. Small issues, I must say. Yeah, no heal is gonna be a rough one here. Crown Slayer! Woo!
Combatto non solo per difendere i principi della legge, ma anche il senso di equità e decenza che esistono al di là della sfera della giustizia.
Sarà una passeggiata.
This? Though, see, Penance would be the best one to get hit here, overall.
Se il codice dei tuoi crimini sono indiscutibili.
Oh, she actually is getting hit by something. She's getting hit by Penance somehow. Not 100% sure how, but she is. Oh, icky thing.
Non serve trattenersi. Una volta svelato un segreto, non c'è nulla da nascondere. Arknights.
Yeah, no heals is gonna be real rough there, though. I guess we have her.
Questa caccia sta durando decisamente
Luckily, that still hit Penance. Oh, Jesus, she's talking! Finally, things are starting to heat up. Let's join in and make Carnival even more fun. Let's see who can take out the most bad guys during Carnival. Oh, right, that's how it works. Only room for one Lapland here. If you win, I'll take down my damage reduction shield, and your next fireworks will have even stronger special effects. If you lose, I'll prove how pathetic you really are, and your next fireworks will have no special effects. Does that sound good? Then I'll start the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go! Okay, that's a funky mechanic. These wolves might go into a bad spot, we'll see. Because some of them just go right to her.
La fortuna ti ha abbandonato. Ora te la vedrai come. Questo ti farà tacere. Più fai veloce, meno farà
I should have actually put her facing upwards. How good is Lapland? Normal Lapland or the Castro one? Both answers are pretty good, but the Castro one is extremely good. Alright, they go to the thing. I forgot that they... Yeah, Penance should have been one upwards so that they didn't go to the damn Carnivale. Good job! Now I'll take down the shield. Just for a short while. Don't miss your chance to attack. Oh no, she does not have her shit up and running. Can I hit her from... I can't hit her from, like, here, can I? No. The cadenza, very good. She can have some funky little usage things. She has some unique mechanics and odd targeting. But she's very good.
La fortuna ti ha abbandonato. Ora te la vedrai con me.
Okay, so I kind of need to save Lapland
Più fai veloce, meno
skill
assumo le
for, you
posizioni
know,
designate.
the Carnevale, I guess. Also, we kind of need to do some healing here. Wrong button.
Ayako.
We just need some healing. Well, I mean, you know, keep going. I guess she has her shield back now, though, I think. And yeah, they're attacking her now instead of, you know. I wonder
Lo
if...
spettacolo non è ancora siamo sotto i riflettori.
I wonder if I can just brute force
Più
this through.
fai veloce, meno farai.
Not really, but almost. Let's put some bait out so that she doesn't die.
Un ottimo tessuto sprecato così.
Hai un problema da risolvere.
Oh, I know the big AoE, my
Più
Lisa!
fai veloce, meno farà male. Più fai veloce, meno farà.
Cerchi un tessuto in particolare.
Più fai veloce, meno farà male.
Okay, now I was going for Lapland, huh? Oh, we start again, of course. Oh, right, because they don't even spawn the next enemies until...
Che posto? Odio e rancore sono da scartare, salvo in un'esplosione di rossore.
Ah! Well, I guess I can die in this mode, so...
Sono tutta orecchie.
È tutto. Il vostro sacrificio non cambierà nulla.
Are we winning? Okay, well, yeah, okay, Lapland does not kill very many of the enemies. So... Actually, almost you can actually almost want for it to end faster, so that
Lo spettacolo non è ancora cominciato.
Oh, wait.
Già si fa baldoria.
I forgot, you know, we have a phase, obviously. I was like, ah, yes, she's almost done. No, she's not done.
Lo siamo sotto i riflettori. Questo ti farà piacere.
Yeah. Wait, who died? Oh, her. It's fine. I guess. Oh, we can actually take that. Bah! Just as I was gonna use her skill. Go, Wolfies. Okay, good. Lapland clearing. Lapland clearing. They're a little confused though because they don't have invis removed.
Qui non è successo. Assumo le posizioni designate.
They're slightly confused here because they didn't have invis removed. Oh, this is obviously out right now, which is unideal.
È tutto pronto. Hai lottato
And
bene.
they're not even going over, like, they're going over here. This is explode. Oh, never mind. I think it's dead.
La legge è un mezzo per un fine
Bonk.
e non un fine in sé.
Oh, I kind of need to actually deal with these
Questo
guys over
ti
here.
farà piacere. Che posto meraviglioso. Assumo le posizioni designate.
Give us our Carnivale. Carnivale, please.
Il vostro sacrificio non cambierà
It's actually,
nulla.
yeah, okay, he actually kills them fast enough, which is nice.
Guarda, che dovrei fare?
Go, go, Lapland.
Subito chi sei?
Do your thing.
La danza della dama elegante. Di rosso si tinge il fiore sottostante.
Oh, but you actually have to, right, Carnivale last, so while it's last, you still have to deal with enemies. Special Carnivale for boss where it spawns enemies for the entire duration.
Letale è la danza della dama elegante.
Yeah, just finish the Carnivale for me, please.
Fiore sottostante. Hai un problema da risolvere.
I'm surprised I first tried, to be honest. They're very surprised. Interesting, kind of fun boss, I think. It's cool. I like it. It'll be another insult. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. That was the gunshot. God, so I said on my order, you idiot. It wasn't me. I only just pulled the safety on my gun. It's not them either. See that shocked look on their faces? They're checking as also for holes. Did someone's weapon go off? No, nobody's hurt. Where did that gunshot come from? Thought I knew what to do just now, but what do we do now? I can see the head of the first float already. Hey, you over there. 3 minutes ago. Oh. 200 meters, just 200 meters. I lost your touch, Ingrid. Not one bit. Meh, that hurts. From my blood flow out of me. Means I still have time. Gotta this alley get back to the square and I can still bring things under control. Can you? We have the courthouse at the port. No, you don't. Maybe I'll die, but before I die, I'll sit in the judge's chair and deliver the final judgment of this ridiculous testing ground. Antonio leans against the wall and does his best to stay upright, wobbling towards the exit. The alley is dark, and every step takes massive effort. For some reason, he thinks back to how the guerrillas crept through the jungle Bolor by night, escaping from the Singus government. Antonio thinks back to the circles that the noble drunkenly drew on the list, and his severed head when the guerrillas cut off. Severed head when the guerrillas cut it off. He thinks back to Ingrid, Venezia Senior, Dantuzzo, Alberto, Signora Cecilia, all the people he hates. He'll take everything from them. He'll draw a big, bloody cross on their names. It's not over yet. He stops. He feels the cold metal of gun muzzle pressed to his forehead. Antonio? Carl? I ordered you to get out. Who do you think you are to kick me out? This is just the Don's Guard tusk piece, Antonio. No matter how hard you try to disguise your ears and tail, you want to kill me. You! Your hands are shaking. You know who my enemies are. You know what I'm building. You stupid, worthless coglione. Carla stares blankly at the lifeless body on the ground. He has never seen such fury as that which is on Antonio's face, even unto death. It's almost like it was not the bullet that took Antonio's life, but the fact that it was he, Carla, who fired the bullet. Antonio's blood seeped through the cracks on the ground in the shape of a massive bloody cross. None of us shot the gun. Hey, you over there. Irene? It's okay. Before everybody's eyes, Irene leaves the driver's line and takes 2 steps forward, standing in the middle of the road. Facing off the tense crowd of mafiosi, she takes a deep breath and lowers her crossbow. What's the meaning of this? Look, first float has rounded the corner. Parade is here. Are you going to fight to the death in front of hundreds of thousands of Nuovo Cini citizens? Whatever your plan was, it's too late, isn't it? Do you want us to lower the weapons? Think we're stupid? We're doing the same thing. Why, we'll scatter this stuff on the plaza. We, as conscientious citizens of Nuovo Cini, volunteer to clean up the square so that the parade can pass through. That's what happened. No more, no less. All of you signori and signora are witnesses for me and all the drivers behind me. They, in turn, are your witnesses. It's Carnival, after all. Let's give the parade a warm, proper welcome. Crazy play. Insane play in the moment. Get in, Carla. The parade is almost here. You can't park here for long. Carnival mask on the driver's seat. Put it on and hide that blood on your face. Don Venezia. Oh, it's him. Move. It was him. The car starts moving and the parade crowd passes through behind. Music and cheering mingle under the bright lights. Been a good 4 or 5 hours since the revelry started, but Nuovo Cini's excitement shows no signs of abating. From the expansion plate through all of Nuovo Cini's major districts, the procession is about to arrive at its destination. Nobody notices a lone car driving in the opposite direction. I'm sorry, Don Venezia. I didn't get the job done. Gave me a chance after Antonio ran me out. Ordered me to take him out quietly, but I figured didn't already mortally wounded before I got there. It's a powerful image. No, Antonio died by your hand. Don's permission is required for the execution of a formal associate of the Familia. Mistypoed again, by the way, the same typo as earlier. A minimum, a proper explanation should be given to important members of the Familia. And it's even when it's even correctly right after. This is ridiculous. Another screenshot. Ingrid's methods were not decent. Understood, sir. But now Antonio's dead. He was your son-in-law. The Familia's. Nuovo Cini has its rules. So does Venezia. What Anton did was wrong. This is an act of kindness. He's with Bella now. Besides, his death will not be meaningless. What next, sir? We go home and clean the house. First thing that City Hall and the courts will see when they get up in the morning tomorrow is Venezia's good faith. We'll sit down together and we will talk like decent people. It will be a busy night. Keep up, keep up. Court Square's just ahead. You gotta get ahead of that float to get a good place. Well, don't squeeze. Oh. You're not joining them, Signorita? Your plain outfit stands out in a crowd of colorful costumes and masks. What an idea. Turn things on its head. Can I take a few photos? I can mail them to you if you give me an address. Hey, are you listening? Agnes? How about you say anything, Agnes? You've never left me before. Where are you? The Lupo girl's eyes harden. The photographer gazes across the street. The red hood stands out in the crowd, even in this revelry. A trap? How did you... You got distracted. Is Agnes your grandma? You can't find your grandma too. You're the last one. The last true wolf. Kill you and I will know the answer. What the fuck? You stabbed her? Grandma? I'm here, child. I won, Grandma. I saw it. I saw how the entire battle played out. I zeroed it onto the fang of Agnes, lured her into a trap, and struck her down with a single blow. She's dead. She's probably dead. You can see? Have her eyes healed, Grandma? Have your arms grown back? Is your heart whole again? Why can't I see you? Why can't I get close to you? My sweet child, would you have hunted with such fervor if I didn't say that? Red killed the true wolf and earned an insipid victory for Grandma. Finally. Now I go off to find another sweet child. You lied to me? Why? I don't understand. Oh, bother. Alright, let me put it another way. Maybe then you'll know what to do. We're like the ones you killed, my child. You're both huntress and true wolf. And all the true wolves have been slain. Grandma hasn't been saved yet. Uh-oh. Oh. Oh, they dispose of the fangs. Lapland, we were... there was... the shit's going bad right now. And, I don't know if Luna Cub is actually dead. Probably not, but... Look at the coordination of the two groups. Truly impressive, isn't it? In the space of a few minutes, they've hidden all their weapons in the trucks and stand side by side to welcome the parade procession. Almost like they rehearsed it. Who would believe me if I said they were pointing weapons at each other just a few minutes ago? You win again, Texas. Once again, justice and conscience have taken your side. Texas does not answer. The White Wolf claps even harder, an ink-black mask on her face. Actually, I'm more curious why you suddenly put that mask on. It's Carnival, after all. Why the long face, Texas? You won. You should be more cheerful than that. Look, the parade enters Court Square. That little intermezzo just now never turns into full-scale riot. Peace and love for all. Intermezzo, it's a reference to the Lone Trail, which is peak. Or is it because you just can't help thinking that the only reason it turned out this way was because of a single gunshot out of nowhere, which gave one of the wolves the chance to cool its head? Carnival is nothing but a red carpet laid out on a swamp. What are you trying to say, Lapland? What happened tonight is not the same as the civil disorder that happened in the other city of Syracuse. The only difference being the involvement of a bunch of ordinary people who were pushed to desperation by the mafia's turf wars. Well, you're not wrong. But they really did put on a remarkable show. Especially that driver lady that we saw in court. Seems to have understood a lot of things without having to be taught. No, Volsini's not a vineyard where you just sow the seeds and wait for the fruits to grow. Don't forget that it sits right in the middle of this swamp by the name of Syracuse. Familia have never been the only ones who had to crawl through mud and water. Don't underestimate the power of this bog, Texas. Turns everyone into hungry, ravenous wolves. It's ingrained into the genes of the Syracusans, the instinct to turn any new turf into the same swamp. The endless cycle is what Syracuse is. Don't try to escape it or change it. The easiest thing to do is to learn to enjoy the swim. This is what the old man, Signora Cecilia, and you, what all of you have taught me. And Tutsu and Levine have taken radical measures in order to validate an order that exists outside the Mafia. It's a long way to go. But this is why Nuovo Zine exists. Offers you new possibility. But really, did you do all this in order to give this speech? Didn't know you were so concerned about the future of Syracuse. Took the words right out of my mouth, didn't you? I was going to ask you that. Otherwise, why would you have come here all the way from Longman the moment you got my invitation? I know, you're going to say... The White Wolf pauses, clears her throat, and imitates Texas's way of speaking. Oh god. Calm and even, yet emotion-filled. Ahem. All those lofty ideals are none of my business. I just work for a logistics company. I'm just here because I care about my friend, and because my conscience wouldn't let me turn a blind eye to certain things, just like in Volsini. No, Texas, I haven't forgotten the time that we first met. You just come to Syracuse. We're standing at the edge of the mobile platform, holding your Nonna Salvatore's hand, watching my family's workers trim the grapevines. Your Nonna and my father were talking about how Columbia was turning into a dump, about Syracuse's good weather, New Year's harvest, and how you'll be staying a while at our place. Your eyes were bright back then, and your expression were much more interesting than they are now. It's because the grapes you picked were so sour they almost burned a hole in my tongue. Everyone on the square is wearing a mask right now, but none could compare to the one you wear. Nobody sees things clearer than you. You're the first one to realize that this is a swamp that you need to get out of. It was your disappointment that made you see Texas. You once had such high hopes for this swamp. Forget about my speech. You, Texas, are a true blue idealist. She is blue. I don't deny it. Or rather, whether I am or not makes no difference. Doesn't change what I have to do at the end of the day. Very Texas answer, almost boringly so. Is that a land ship? Wow, City Hall brought a land ship to the show and turned it into a stage? Wait, look who's on deck. Is that the last Texas? I'm sure I've seen her in the courts of Volsini and the one opposite her. Lapland? The White Wolf who was disowned by the Don of Saluzzo 8 years ago? Why they're here at the Carnevale? Must be City Hall's special guest. Think about it. Representative of two major familia here at the climax of Carnevale? You can't... How are you a representative of familia and then also exiled from them? Sends an even more powerful message than Signor Bellone's promotional video. Damn right. Lapland takes off her mask and gives it to Texas. What? You won the bet, didn't you? In the old days, the familia murdered each other on Carnevale. Last surviving wolves taking the masks of the vanquished. Suppose we need to give the old customs new meaning in this city. A new life. That kind of stuff, I guess. As for the question just now, doesn't matter what your answer is. Syracuse makes all of us wear masks, after all. But part of Carnevale's main event, Texas. Regardless of why you're here and now, you represent part of Syracuse. Whether it's the part that's new or the part that's broken and needs to be thrown out. Mafiosi and truck drivers, city officials and judges, and all the Syracusans on the square will see in us the meaning that they want to see. You may, of course, choose to turn around and leave. Come on, Texas. Don't just stand there. All of Nuovo Zine is watching. Silence. Texas gazes at her old friend and old enemy for a long time, and finally extends her hand. Aura farmers. A dozen beast floats drive into the court square, as though it had been previously rehearsed, and the reveling crowd continues to gush in like the tide. The sound of music and the cheers of the crowd keeps growing louder. The bright lights and fireworks in the sky provide the perfect backdrop for the duo on stage. Do you hear that? They would not let the good night go gently. They're cheering for you and me, for this new city, for a new life. You're still really good at making me feel sick. Take that as a compliment. But I don't mind being part of the event. Don't mind these people seeing some sort of meaning in me. Without hope, there will never be disappointment. Whether in Columbia or Syracuse, I do in fact hope to see a truly vibrant city emerge from the swamp. The challenge and complexity of building it are beyond what I can imagine, and I will face the challenge with my friends, not run away from it. Alright, made up my mind. Take care of one more trouble for you in Syracuse. I'm bringing those stupid wolves back to the wilderness, so that Syracuse won't be affected by their dumb game. No need to thank. When the obstacles have all been pushed out of the way, how will you, change this swamp? Something I suddenly want to ask you, Texas. What? You're disappointed that I didn't come to Nuevo Cini for you? No. Another very Texas answer. Break a leg, Texas. Mm-hmm. Texas takes the mask. The white wolf lets go without warning, without hesitation. She turns around and walks into the landship's hold. Oh. Oh, what's that face, Lapland? Oh, and Texas? You were fun while it lasted. Dude, that's something you say to like when you're... That is kind of something you say when you're like... That is a line you say when you're like breaking off, you know, a fling or something. It's like, oh, I'm divorcing you. Leon Tutsu and Demetri arrive like, huh? It is extremely funny, however, that Vigil has just been gone for the entire thing. Well, landship. The White Wolf salutes on Texas and the truckers you. What else did we miss? Is it Senor Billon? Hello, Irene. Haven't seen you in a while. Must we should have a little chat once the festivities are over. A chat? What a departure, though, from No More Toxic Fury, right? Go on, Mayor Lentuzzo. Duo's performance has come to an end. Time to deliver the closing speech for Carnaval. Thanks for bringing me here, Dimitri. Sorry I couldn't give you a satisfactory answer even at the very end. Oh yeah, they also didn't kill him. Since when have you been the type to say useless crap like that? Suppose you're right. Good evening, folks. I'm Lon Tutso. As you can see, I was a little dinged up, but I'm out of the woods now. I'm actually there in the middle of the parade on the way to Court Square, experiencing the city that we live in together. So sure, little needs to be said about the impressive performance of the Signorina Lapland in Texas. Wanted to see your faces, say a few things, and spend the night together with you guys. Many things have changed in Nuevo Cini over the past year, not least the completion of the Nuevo Cini port, biggest cargo port in Syracuse. Every connection it makes is like a pulse of the city, demonstrating healthy, robust vitality, supporting thousands of enterprise and hundreds of thousands of livelihoods. We founded the country's first police academy, new code of laws, and people increasingly identify with Nuevo Cini. Makes me glad and anxious in equal measure. The city continues to face many problems that cannot be ignored. For example, the citizen credit system remains inconvenient. There are many cases where it doesn't achieve its intentions. Citizen credits. We also understand that the uniqueness of the New Urban Management Act makes it difficult for our citizens to receive the support they need for cases that span jurisdictions. A year is a very short period of time. City Hall and the court still have much to do. What I want to ask is this. What is Nuovo Cini to you? It's also the question I want to ask other Syracusans of Volsini, Sicilia, Montelupe. What is Nuovo Cini to them? What is this young city to neighboring Lethania, distant Ursus, and all the other countries in Terra, for which change is constant? Are we a new possibility to them? Not just a different kind of violence, but something stronger, firmer, more close-knit, something worth talking to. We understand that our strength comes from our most earnest desires, that we and all the others gathered here today can safeguard our hard-earned new lives. That's what we've been trying to achieve over the past year. No familia in Nuevo Cini. Reforms associated with this saying doesn't rely on Syracusan methods, as Syracusans know it. Secret negotiation, assassination in the dark, purge of the city, deadly struggle beat familia. All that has happened here, and all that will happen, will be viewed through the lens of the law. We're giving a new order to our new life. The swamp that Syracusans used to take for granted would no longer faze us. A friend once said to me that I'm walking down a thorny path. He's right. Well, the challenges that we have faced is exactly why Nuevo Cini must continue to move forward. Everyone who's been hurt on this path, for everyone who may be hurt in the future, I'm sorry. At the same time, I continue an extended invitation to all the friends who have something to ask of Nuevo Cini. We shall trample the thorns together and make this brand new, one-of-a-kind city better, little by little, until it's ready to usher in a new era. As a matter of fact, new era of Syracuse has already begun. Future filled with infinite possibilities. And Carnival. Good speech, good speech. Dimitri gazes forward silently, at the silhouette of Leontut's outlined by the countless lights. What can I say, Leon? Saluzzo's wine isn't bad, but I prefer my own. Bellona will find its way into this city, in my way, by your rules. I promise that to you. Dimitri turns around. The mayor's speech continues, but he received the answer he was looking for. Dimitri has accepted the invitation, or perhaps the declaration of a very long war. Enjoy the rest of the night, and the dawn of a new day. End of show appreciation medal. True. At least this time the winning screen isn't like Whiplash. And then obviously we have, you know, we still have some things to see. You know, we have Luna Cub possibly dying. We have Red dying. We have Laplander having to still deal with the Signore de Lupi in some way. What will take the place of the blood and mud we have wiped away? Hey there, Man Smooth. Man Smooth, what was your name on YouTube? I've already forgotten it. Oh, we're here. Consumer. That's what it was. Look, I have dementia, okay? I'm like a baby. I don't see one of your names and I forget it instantly. Grandma, I don't understand. I see your random word generators based. You're not getting away this time, bloody pup. As the Caramella drew to a close in the dust cellar in the square last night, Ludmila spotted a familiar red silhouette. She followed the figure through winding alleys, sometimes hitting dead ends, other times standing still, and clearly had no direction. Ludmila readied for an ambush, biding her time. Her strike landed true. She pinned the figure down, pressing her blade against its heart. Just a little more and she would avenge her mentor and end this haunting ghost. But the red Lupo offered no resistance. She simply knelt, muttering as she stared into space. Ludmila looked into her eyes and saw nothing but emptiness. The silence was brief, and the red Lupo spoke. True wolf. What? Grandma was the true wolf. I was like them, chosen by the true wolf. We hunt for the true wolf, die for the true wolf, deliver the true wolf's victory. The story was a lie. Grandma was a lie. It's all a lie. You're talking about your game? So teacher had to live in fear all her life with a limp leg, just because she's part of this stupid game? You killed her for this victory? I don't understand. Ludmila suddenly feels a force from her counterpart, and hears the sound of blade ripping through fabric. She takes a step back. She's so savage. Is this what your Keltsit taught you? Violence, hatred, ideals, fate. Your Keltsit always has an explanation, doesn't she? Keltsit. Keltsit. The kneeling, red-garbed looper searches through her clothes in the rain, eventually pulling out a tooth from where Ludmila's knife had struck. It's a small, sharp tooth. The knife has left a clear mark on it. A baby tooth? Grandma told me that this kind of tooth falls out because it can't tear the prey's flesh. But I've always kept it, not sure why. Keltsit said I should keep it safe until I know the answer. I didn't listen to Keltsit. Found the girl with the bow. She's alive. You missed her vital organs. I knew it. Did you die yourself in the final moments, scum? Want to see this Keltsit of yours? Haggle's ears silent. Well, I'm gonna find her and ask her what all of this is about. Don't you dare die before then. Don't you dare get my knife dirty. She's breaking the cycle of vengeance! And Alberto has been in jail this entire time. Is this how Nova Volsini's law enforcement does things? As I've already explained to you multiple times, Signor Saluzzo, your request for legal counsel is perfectly lawful and reasonable. We duly notified Saluzzo Vino, but nobody has come. Not because of any interference on our part. I want to see your supervisor. No, I want Justice Lavini or Mayor Leontuzzo. Buongiorno, signore. Had a bad night? Lapland. You've been banished from the Saluzzo forever, traitor. You do not have the right to rescue me. Oh, please, old thing. Still so full of yourself. I look like I'm here to rescue you? Catch. Lapland throws an elaborate gift box through the cell door window. Alberto does not catch it. Gift box falls to the ground, its lid coming off and revealing a new suit, briskly cut, elaborately embellished, even more so than Lapland's outfit. How do you like it? Meant to be a gift for the Carnivalum, work of a master Syracusan tailor. We already said goodbye last year, dear father, so I wasn't planning to see you again. I preferred to spend my time on more meaningful things. But then it would be ungrateful of me to not present a parting gift after all the lessons you taught me. The little tailor was supposed to run errands, got into a little problem, so I had to make this trip myself. Fortunately, Carnival has already come to a close. But from the looks of things, you need something to wear for prison, don't you? You trying to provoke me? Won't work, Lapland. How can you be so clever yet so childish? Maybe Saluzzo knows that Alberto Saluzzo is never wrong. Well, since I'm here, let me tell you one other thing. Let's just say your stay will be much longer than you think. What? The vote has been taken, Signorina Lapland. Despite your mistakes, you are the Don's only daughter and the heir to Familia Saluzzo. I need you to take charge of Familia's affairs for now. Most urgent task are responding to City Hall's investigation of Saluzzo Vino after the Carnival and getting the Don out. What? I was just here for a drink. Thought there are no Familia novels seen. Are you sure you want to play this inheritance game? Besides, did the old man pick his guy before he went in? Do you mean... If you're looking out for help, you should look for it from Saluzzo Vino's primary partner. I wanted to take on this responsibility, Signorina Lapland, and my friends from Saluzzo. So, what's the plan? We will immediately audit all our businesses in the city in accordance with the new Urban Management Act. In addition to legal registration, if Signor Saluzzo has indeed been manipulating Saluzzo Vino to engage in prohibited activities, it is our duty to gather materials and self-report to City Hall. If necessary, I will restructure the leadership of Saluzzo Vino. Necessary sacrifice to protect Saluzzo Vino. Oh my, that sounds like so much hard work. Here's a toast to you. You... How dare Bella... Did he plan this from the beginning? You would allow the Bellones to take Saluzzo's business in Nova Volsini? Remember what you said? Banished from the Saluzzo forever, right? Or did you think I was going to come home to roost like a migratory foul beast? It was a question on my mind, Papa. Why were you so angry when I tried to kill the Bocca Lupa and Brunello? When I let Texas go in Colombia? Were you angry that I acted against the Familia's interests, violated the rules of Siracusa? Or were you just angry that I was telling everyone that there are certain things which are outside Alberto Saluzzo's control? You should probably save your strength for the trial. I doubt the new management of Saluzzo Vino would make his legal counsel available for you. My dear father, you're not just a fool, you're a boring fool. It's really ideal this time, but cheer up. You'll be better dressed than all your fellow inmates, after all. Yes! Hey, ain't you done yet? I don't know what the paper pushers at City Halls are thinking. Same point, same social service, but why I gotta sweep 2 more streets than you, Capone? That's Signor Capone to you, Gambino. Don't forget who saved you when you passed out in the alley that night. Buffa, cool. Did you hear? Half of Venezia Trucking's management are in police custody right now. It wasn't just cigar and vinyl sent to Venezia Senior's room that night. We also detailed business and personal records of Venezia Trucking for the past year. Anyone who was close to sort of Venezia Jr. got rooted out. City Hall Katsi came into work the next day to take a thick pile of self-reports lying on the table. Venezia Senior cut ties so swiftly and decisively that City Hall couldn't find fault. Venezia Trucking will get a full makeover but won't be shut down. Venezia Jr.'s impact was reduced to a minimum. Familia sure are finding new and clever ways of dealing with traders in Nuovo Cini. Dawn really struck like thunder, didn't he? But he came for the festival. We'd have been running behind bars by now if we'd listened to you and stayed there. What's the difference? We lost all our citizen points. We gotta start again from scratch. Once again, we got nothing left. Well, not exactly nothing. Capone cast his gaze at the intersection, where a familiar yellow cab is parked. Lapland said we can have the cab. Our reward, basically. How long do you think it'll take before we get a taxi company started in this city? You know what we'll call it? Taxi Siciliano. What do you think? I think we should get out of here, because that judge is coming. Wait, that's just coming for us. Dude, the bozos are starting a taxi company. Just going to leave without saying anything? Lavinia. I won't stay any longer. Don't want to keep you up at night. Where will you go? Woods Island, maybe? Haven't seen Lisa in a while. Now this old score has been settled, I have the time. And the mood. We're not here for small talk, Signora Venezia. We're not that close to begin with. Earlier in the morning, Venezia Senior came to see me and Lantuzzo. What was going on with the Venezias is none of my business. You'd pay any price for Venezia trucking survival, even if it's just one factory, but I also had another request. To grant you safe passage out of Nuovo Cini. Given the actions of Venezia Junior on the night of the Carnevale, your efforts helped City Hall contain the violence to some extent. Therefore, leniency should be considered. However, the charges of assault and battery still stand, not to mention that your actions were acts of revenge within a familia. We'll issue an arrest warrant for you, Signora Venezia. Arrest warrant? I have multiple mafioso bounties on me, even Signora Cecilia's prohibition. Arrest warrant will be a nice souvenir, I guess. Do not dismiss it so casually, Signora Venezia. This arrest warrant has been powered by the new Urban Management Act. Unlike Signora Cecilia's prohibition, there's no room for mediation just because some familia comes into power or loses it. The law is the law, Signora Venezia. We've talked about this before. Your every move will be watched by Nuovo Cini, and perhaps all of Siracusa in the future. The arrest warrant will remain valid until you're brought into custody. I appreciate the reminder, Lavinia. Not dismissing your declaration, I could tell that you're a firm person when I saw you at the winery. In the Siracusa I knew, they need a reason to kill. That's how things should be. Every action needs a reason. A proper reason. It's true for judges, from others, even for killers. I approve your reason, which is why I approve your action. Besides, as I've told you, I don't have anything against your profession. I'm just thinking, if you issued a warrant for me, should I look forward to when we meet again? Ma'am, ma'am, don't look at me like that. I can only get so excited. Let me just screenshot that. Oh, screenshot that. Okay. Grab that for my safekeeping. Well, I should go. Cold. Hello, Irene. You feeling better, Signor Bellone? Yes, thanks for asking. There's something I need to give you. Resignation letter? I would like to resign as president of the Truckers Union. 1 year ago, I promised you and Judge Lavinia that no mafioso would infiltrate the Truckers Union, but I failed to keep the promise. Stopped them from putting their people in the union, but didn't prevent them from achieving their goal at all. Sommer and all the others whom they used, it's my fault. Tried to coerce Judge Lavinia when things were exposed. It's not your fault, not all of it, at least. No one can stay calm when they see their best friend die and their family, along with themselves, backed into a corner. In the end, little harm was done. But I just can't forgive myself. I received a joint letter just before you arrived. It was signed by 200 full-time drivers of the Truckers Union, plus several hundred more temporary contract staff, asking for amnesty towards your actions during the Carnival. They shouldn't have. Rethink your resignation, Irene. City Hall will hold an internal hearing next week to discuss integrating the Truckers Union as a government department alongside city development and the police. Together, we will build Nuovo Cini's logistics and the city itself, Irene. Look forward to a long and productive partnership with you. Still trust the decision that Lavinia and I made that day. You may or may not be the best person to lead the Truckers Union, but you're a decent person. In the 2 days since I woke up, I've learned about what I missed. Thought about many things. Finding the direction is easy. It's the journey that's hard. A long, long journey. How did it go? The association will need to cooperate with the investigation and face penalties. However, City Hall won't pursue what happened during the Carnival or those who helped with the smuggling. Good. Thought I asked you to wait for me at the camp. Came to say goodbye. Didn't want to deal with the commotion if I said it at the camp. You're leaving? Found the red one. She's not in great shape. Thought she was your sworn enemy. Yeah. She needs to go back to somebody. That somebody's my other sworn enemy, whom I'll have to visit sooner or later. It's a long story. Anyway, if nothing much is going on with the Union for the time being, I want to visit this place called Rose Island. Something I want to ask before I leave. That night, when you ordered us to point our weapons at the Venezia mafiosi, what were you thinking? That all the Union's problems will go away if we kill those bastards? And who smuggled what will remain a secret forever? Were you confident that it could be done with so many people behind you, so many weapons in our hands? Were you confident that you wouldn't be held responsible? Were you thinking about protecting the people behind you, or how, like the bastards on the other side, you held the fates of so many in your hands? Was it the gunshot that made you stop? Or was it your judgment from deeper down? No need to tell me, Irene. You know the answer. Told you the story of Tallulah. Respected leader who became an evil dragon. I failed to see it happen. I didn't kill her. Won't make the same mistake again. I'm watching you, Irene. I'm the sword that hangs above your head. If that's what you become, I'll come for you, no matter where I am. And I will kill you. I hope that day never comes. I hope we can truly, sincerely give each other our blessings, friend. Crowds. Irene is alone. The reprobra with the furrowed brows has vanished without a trace. The night wind of late autumn is chilly, but Irene just stands there, lost in thought. It's me, Sandro. About the joint letter. Thank you. She's staring at me. I thought you promised Texas to take us away from Siracusa. Haha, I lied. Besides, did she really win the bet? Is the Carnival over, Zaro? Or has it just begun? The old wolf of Venezia has hidden his fangs and claws, blending back into the pack. Pup named Irene has learned the tricks of hunting on her own. That's why I said you guys are stupid. You set all sorts of dumb rules, but you can't resist breaking them. The game becomes increasingly boring with each cycle. The all-powerful Signori de Lupe are reduced to petty warriors, like humans. From one wolf to another, tell me, Zaro, what set the revelry beneath us into motion? Power, obviously. Yes, a port, a community, a city. Wherever there are people, there is power. Whether one pursues it, detests it, seeks to control it, or grasps it like a drowning man clutching at straws, they all end up holding power tight and wielding it with fervor. Power is the true wolf pack. The game of all Syracusans, no, all humanity was born playing. There's no judge, no rules. Its variety is infinite, and it does not end except by death. Like the wind on the wilderness. There's no direction. No one knows where it comes from, but it never stops. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. I can see that you have discovered this pleasure earlier than us. Do you intend to put an end to the Fangs and have Lapland lead us into this new game? That depends on what Vargo, Agnes, and the others ones who haven't spoken think. No human has ever been the alpha of the pack in the memory of the Signor de Lupi, nay, of the beast aristocrats. Do you have a hierarchy over here? It's a human concept to shackle their own brethren. You call yourself the Signore de Lupi. Act like one. If she truly does bring us pleasure, there's one more thing you forgot. Look at that crystals on her leg. It's pretty far gone. Repathy is an incurable disease for humans. Will we, deathless Signore de Lupi, recognize a dying human as alpha? True, I probably won't have much time left. Doesn't that add to the thrill of the game? I have a feeling. This is going to be the best time of my life. Oh, an emperor came to talk to me. It's not just the pack that has sensed its unease. It is a crisis that has put all the aristocrat of beasts on guard. Emperor and our cousins in other races wish to talk to us. If Lapland is our alpha, then... No rest for the wicked, is there? Tell them. The wilderness keeps its promises. Wait for me. This woman. This woman. Fine. Actually Fiend and not actual Fiend. Please take a look, Signorina Texas. I'll submit it if there's no issues. Lappy really did beat those. Yeah, Lappy just took over the fucking wolves. This woman's insane. So much paperwork to become an independent consultant for you guys? Miss Scusi. The Carnivale drew a large number of tourists and delivered on the promotional expectations. Novo Vicini Port has received a large number of orders in recent days. Moving forward, our logistics systems will reach beyond Novo Vicini, connected with other cities in Syracuse and even abroad. No room for negligence. Being logistics has the qualities we're looking for, but Langman is a long way from here. The process for bringing you on as a special consultant will be a little more complicated. Just sign here. A little more complicated. Oh, just sign here. Welcome to Novo Vicini, Signorina Texas. Things are about to get busy. Excuse me, could you submit my application with Selenia's? We meet again, Selenia. Giovanna? Thought you wouldn't be coming back for a while after you left for Columbia. Does your journey for inspiration come to a close? Sora started her second Syracuse tour 2 months ago, didn't she? Did you notice the name Katerina Culture Limited on the sponsor list? Since when have you become so close with Sora? She's a friend too, one whom you introduced me to. My injuries have healed and I found a new inspiration. Time to come back. Happy times of the past may be gone, but that doesn't mean we can't create even happier stories ourselves. Needed time to prepare before... Now I'm ready. And none too soon, I see. Seems like you have made a decision too. Yep, things will be different between us now. Looking forward to it, Selenia. Her. Chessport lady. Also a little bit, Mussolini lady. Me. Father? Father Agonir? Oh, that's her name. Yeah, that's his name. Oh, it's you. When I realized they were Novo Vicini if I didn't see your photo in the submissions for memories of the Carnivale. Well, I didn't tell you. Or anyone else, for that matter. You planning to leave now? Go back to Montelupe with you. Certain things that I should explain to Signora Cecilia personally. Why? Huh? The city's just entering second year. Its mayor has many things to attend to. Take it easy, young man. I'm loath to admit that there were like concerned parents who quietly followed their children for the first time they got on their own. But yes, I came to the city at Cecilia's behest to see it deal with some people or declare a decree on her behalf, if it comes to that. But I did nothing. Carnivale had its little hiccups, but it's come to a satisfactory conclusion, hasn't it? In certain ways, it's true that you haven't completely fulfilled your promise to Cecilia to transfer Novo Vicini into a new city that's totally different. Can't deny it. Well, Cecilia had so much more on her plate when she first came back to Syracuse. Wasn't easy, bringing guns in order to this country. Of course, facing more resistance than she did. That's why she wouldn't pour cold water on the fire of youth. She hasn't gone that old. Not coming back with you to Montelupe to prostrate myself before Signora Cecilia and beg for her mercy. I have some plans about the future of Novo Vicini, promoting the new Urban Management Act. Ah, very good then. I want to ask though, if you came to deal with the problems, why didn't you do anything? I saw an old friend. Who'd he see? Oh, him. How long has it been, Umberto? Father Agonir? I remember that you moved to Novo Vicini. Just thought I would drop by. You waiting for someone? Mafia killers? Or the Fangs? I don't know, but death will find me, one way or another. I'm old enough. Sorry, it's been a long time since I walked into a church or offered a prayer for the dying. Some priest you are. Still remember the day we met. Never occurred to me in 1,000 years that I would be hired to kill a sancta, priest no less. A moment of surprise was enough for you to pull a gun from your robes. Never have gone back to being a tailor, if not for you. All in the past. Why have you chosen to come to Novo Vicini tonight? It's the Carnivale. Any final wishes, Umberto? I'll see what I can do. No, Father. None at all. Remember you have a grandson, Lucino, is it? There's only so much I can do for him. To me, he's my only family. To him, there'll be a day when I'm not his only family anymore. The future awaits the young. Also, yeah, when indeed Siracusa 3, we are not done. Oh, it ends there? Oh. Do these have... These don't unlock story, do they? These are just like the little extra stages, right? It just ended there, huh? Yeah, we really do need more. We are not done. We are very much not done. Though I guess kind of a little bit how I see it. Well, I don't know. Well, first of all, good event. That's the main thing. Good event. Good event. Enjoyable. Because that's the thing I'm wondering. Because obviously, yes, there's still like progress and stuff to do, but I'm kind of wondering, is there really much of a story to tell in that anymore? Like, it feels like now it's going to be like a steady kind of progress thing, and we can like check back once there's been a bunch of progress sort of situation. Because then otherwise, the way that the story kind of goes towards, like, yeah, you could have one more where, you know, like way down the line when they actually reform Siracusa like fully, right? You could go to that kind of thing. But then otherwise the story kind of takes you towards, I mean, like the Beast Lord stuff. Like, yeah, there could be smaller events like non-limited banner ones. Because, you know, because really the continuation teaser, like the teaser for how the story's gonna continue, for like something where I can see like an actual like important kind of event, would be like the beasts rather, right? Because clearly something very serious is going on and all the beast lords are kind of like, bros, we gotta talk. And now Lapland is the fucking alpha of the wolf pack, which by the way isn't a thing. Like, that's not an actual thing in real life, an alpha wolf. So yeah, like, it's more like there would probably be an event that is all focused on the Beast Lord stuff, it feels. But however, that's very exciting because I'm like, oh, that means more Lapland. And I'm not gonna complain about more Lapland. Let's put it that way. What a fucking aura farmer, though. What a woman. What a woman you are, Lapland. Crazy woman. But yeah, good event. I think, for example, like I don't think it, like, yes, it took a while. Like, yes, stuff happens really quickly at the end, kind of, because there's like a lot of build-up. But I like the way that the build-up is done, because it's like the whole thing where you have multiple POVs reaching the same point, right? It's fun seeing like events that happen in parallel from the different POVs. Like, that's a cool storytelling method. So you don't really mind it sort of taking a while, because you're seeing all the different perspectives. And then obviously Laplands goes crazy at the end, where she sure does some things, and then yes, she breaks up with Texas fully. So, well, I guess not completely fully. She did partially lie, so she's still around, but I guess she's also leaving because she does have to take the wolves to like the Beast Lord meeting or something. But they did break up. The Toxicuri is over now. What, another Emperor event aside from COB? Yeah, he just kind of appears every now and then. Well, I mean, I'm actually honestly mainly in like the Siracusa ones. He's appeared because of Penguin Logistics, obviously. In general, I feel like an event all about the, like, more heavily focused on the Beast Lords could be very entertaining, or like good to have. Otherwise, I very much liked everything that happened with Crown Slayer. I like what all the Crown Slayer stuff was very nice. The Suzumon was obviously very nice as well. Whatever bits to it. I surprisingly like the Trucker Lady quite a lot. I'm actually wondering if Trucker Lady might even become playable at some point, but Don't know. Obviously, Lavinia, Penis is still fantastic. Our judge woman. Might appear in Lateranos whose sex is there. Yeah, could. She could, but I wonder, because really no one else from... Like, because Lateran doesn't really have anything to do with Beast Lords is the main thing. Like, the reason Emperor is for Sirakusano stuff is because it's both Ping Logistics is there, but then also the Beast Lord stuff is going on. Like, that's why Emperor is around. Toxic XGF is next. That works. But yes, good event. Also, it didn't actually take me as long to read as I thought. I thought it might. Chocolate, I'll be unceremoniously drown in one banner. One random banner is a 5-star. Very possible. Like Techno, yeah. Very possible. 6 hours? No. It's like 8 hours total. We read for about 5 hours yesterday and 3 hours now. It's about 8 hours of read. Which makes sense. Cookie took 9 hours to read Nearlight. And this is slightly shorter than Nearlight. So... checks out. It did feel honestly fairly short. Something about the pacing. That's the thing. I felt like something about the pacing just felt very, I don't know. Like every time, I feel like they just had a decent, like the amount of story per like little bit somehow felt good. But I was often like, this story bit already ended. Sometimes I was like, oh, that story bit felt quite short. There was only like one, which felt like was one of those where you kind of forget that, oh, right, yeah, we're in the same story bit. There was like one or two of those, which obviously, I mean, they're not really a bad thing. But yeah, I think it was just, they hook you in really well. Yeah, I think it was just that it just keeps you engaged. It keeps you engaged and like, just interested, so it doesn't feel that long. Like, yeah, for sure, some events with actually even less text felt longer. I mean, hell, let's check. How long is Grand Overture? Grand Overture, reading it, felt honestly like quite a bit longer than this, but it's shorter. This one, it's not loading. Hello, you good? You good? I need to like clear cookies or something. It's fucking dead. The CN is loading apparently. No, it was just starting to load. Just as it started to load, apparently I switched off. Or not. Because which one of these is Grand Overture? Because I think this one is, Portatori. Is this one Grand Overture? It's one of these. Actually, it could be this one even. Oh, this one is Grand Overture. This one here is Grand Overture. I think this one is Portatori. Look at the... Oh, Jesus Christ. Fucking hell. Well, now we can see. Here's Portatori. 66,000 words. Grand Overture is here at 44,000. Grand Overture felt longer to read than Portatori. Almost. Some of 8 hours, 55 minutes from both of your ghost streams, including downtime. Yeah, and there wasn't that much downtime in the Grand Overture streams. So it somehow did, like, take a while to read, even though it's, like, less words. I don't know. It was very strange. Meanwhile, yeah, this one felt like it went pretty, like, fast. And indeed, I read in, like, 8 hours. Like, actually, the stream time is about the same for them. Did I do Grand Overture in 3 streams? No, I did it in 2. Could be less dialogue per line and more clicking. I know something. I know what it is. I don't know, yeah, I don't know what about Grand Overture sort of made it almost take as long to read, pretty much, actually, as Sirakusano, despite being significantly less words. Oh, with Grand Overture, I was also clearing part. I was doing some of the clears also during. There was some yapping, and I was also doing some clearing during Grand Overture. So that was part of it. And also, first stream also has, it has like roles and stuff as well on it. We didn't get right into the reading. I didn't do like the gacha and stuff in a different stream. So first stream has actually probably a good couple hours of non-reading time. But yeah, Grand Overture indeed genuinely almost felt longer to read than Sirakusan or than Portatori. Grand Overture way longer? Yeah, it just kind of does. Hey there, GD. Prefer when it feels long, but I really like this too. Well, because I don't want it to, because sometimes if it feels long, it can be kind of a bad thing. Like, this was a long story, but it sort of went quickly. Like, it didn't feel that long, which is, I think, much, much better than a story just feeling long just for feeling long. Because, yeah, there's good long and there's bad long, pretty much. I don't think Grand Overture was a bad long, but in a way, yes. For the amount of content that was in it, it did kind of feel like long. Well, this one was like the opposite, where it felt like weirdly smooth and quick to get through. Which generally I prefer. But then you, for example, have stuff, you know, you have stuff like Chapter 14 or Lone Trail, which are like, they're long in reality, and they also do actually take a while to read, but it's good stuff. Okay, first half of Chapter 14 is a little more rough and really does feel very long, but time could also be taken for making connections, reminiscing. Yeah, also, yeah. If you do like any kind of more talking. Because, yeah, I mean, for Sirakusan or for Portatori here, I did do much more. I would always just go almost right away to the next. I didn't spend as much time commentating on this one as maybe as I did with some other events. And yeah, Go doesn't. Yeah, on Go we actually did have did have with Grand Overture there was quite a few times where we started making speculations and guesses on the connections with main story stuff. So, like with Nezsalem and everything, right? We had like whole short yap sessions about Nezsalem and so on. So, yeah, there was more discussion, it's true. Here I was very much focusing on reading because I knew it was a longer event and I wanted to make sure that I sort of read it through in a decent amount of time. I think we spend more time staring at unique art they did. Yeah, that's the one thing, honestly, I think that this event, Portatori actually, I think, was missing kind of one thing, which was, honestly, the CGs, to me, were a little bit more, like, lacking. They didn't feel nearly as impactful. Right? Am I crazy? Like, they just didn't really feel like they had... Like, there's a decent amount of... Well, a bunch of the CGs are just these, obviously. But a lot of these CGs are just kind of, like, not that big of a deal. Or, like, they don't feel that impactful. Okay, well, this is apparently... Well, actually, this is just a new back... Some of these are just new backgrounds. But... Like, they're good CGs, but they don't have, like, an impact to them in the same way. Yeah, this one was good with the change. This one's really good. I think this one is also pretty good. This one also has the change in the eyes as well. This one also, because this was one thing that they did more with the CGs here, was that they had a CG that would subtly change. So they had like alt versions of a CG. I mean, this one also still looks pretty good. But like a lot of these, for example, are indeed, they're like a little bit further back. Like, oh, their faces are hidden. Here you have like, Lavinia is right here. Like Penance is here, but we only sort of see Dimitri. Here it's just, you know, like a background or whatever. And then you have like just these kind of shots where there's not really much there. It's just kind of the character's face. Yeah, this scene would have indeed not worked nearly as well without the CG, yeah. Like the CGs weren't, I feel like they were just used a little bit differently in this event. Like this one as well, like you can barely make out their faces. And like the CGs are not on screen for a very long time. Like Grand Overture had, I feel, way more impactful CGs overall. Like when it came on, it was like, it had a presence to it. While here, a lot of them didn't really. Even though there's still like a decent amount of them. Then yeah, focus on like this one as well, you know, like, okay, it's a CG, but it's actually just like the back of the character, you know? They just have a very different, I feel, style to them. Here, again, once again, just the back of one character, and then the character who's facing us sort of further away. This one is also good, but once again, like, the character is a little bit further away. They do have they are more about, I guess, being cool and sort of large, rather than, yeah, more embedded in the experience than focus points, yeah. They sort of blend into the story. And also a bunch of these, like, what? Look at all these, out of all these, if we don't count these ones, right? If we don't count these ones, every single CG after this one was in PV8 and onwards. From this to here, they were all in this like last third. While from here to all the way to over here was like up until PV7. PV8 had like almost no CGs from here to here. So like over half of the CGs are in like the last third. Binorden is also merit cinematic shots. Or no, prior to this event is yeah, true. All we know prior to this event is Corsanum. But yeah, like also the CGs were really focused towards the second half. And obviously there's actually, this does indeed kind of have like a fake number of CGs, because you do have multiple CGs where they just kind of have this like small change. Same for here, this one as well. Oh, this was a good one. This was a good one though. This was a really good one. This is by far the best CG of the game. Or not the game, the event. The transition from this to this, the sort of different, very different energy that Lapland is giving here. Like this is a very... This is Lapland not being all, you know, kooky and like big and sort of out there with kind of a mask on. This is like just a very real solemn face. I mean, this as well. Like, yeah, she's sort of more smiling, but this is like a gentle smile. This is not the lap smile. This is a really good CG, though. This is very good. They cooked with this one. Actually, I'm gonna save this one. These two CGs, these are good. Let me save them. We could go look at Go's. I've almost frozen my. I'll go look at Go as well quickly. What am I looking for there? I'll save this one as well. Nope. Save image. Shall we go look at Grand Overture as well, just as a quick comparison? It's, you know, it's just the previous event that was on. I did do the web event, yes. Like Go's Gallery has, yeah, because it has these like way more. It has like these, which are kind of more unique. It has this one, which changes. Like this gets updated multiple times for like it gets used again. These little picture books. This Entelekia one. This one with Siege, which is also the same thing, where it's like a slight change, but it's a more like, it's a pretty impactful one. this one, where it's like really simple, but this is a super powerful CG. Even though it's sort of... It's a really good CG, despite like being like, ooh, she's so small over there, because that's the point. You have this CG with changes with her offering the arm. You have this one, which is just a really nice one. This one with the sword. This one with grandma. This one is fine. This one that transfers over from this one. This one. This one. Grand Overture has a lot of good CGs. This one? They're pretty good. Grand Overture has good CGs. What can I say? This as well. Alexa play Empty Crown. True. Yeah. Grand Overture also does... I guess also partially Grand Overture does have really good CGs. Also, I mean, I'm pretty sure these are also just like a different artist. Like the style of the CGs is also just completely different between them, which is fine. Obviously, you know, you do the style to fit the event. But yeah, these CGs, I think the main thing is, yeah, a lot of these CGs just blend more into the storytelling rather than take your focus, for better and for worse. Like yeah, really the only CG that really took my focus was, well, probably this one with Lapland. Maybe this one with Lapland, and then this one with Lapland. Those are like the CGs that really take your focus, I feel. Oh, and I mean this one. This one, especially once, like you're looking at the CG at first, and it's like, oh, yeah, okay, you know, it's a normal talking CG, and then it changes, and you're like, oh, okay, ma'am, okay, ma'am. But I think that'll be it. I'm supposed to hop on with some friends to do some stuff pretty soon here. And we finished reading when we wanted to. We managed to not distract ourselves with CN 6th anniversary stuff. Next week for streams, I may possibly be streaming slightly less next week, and maybe also the week after that, because I kind of need to... I've been procrastinating very bad with some of my school and work stuff a little bit, especially because this second half of this week was just like absolutely nothing because all this Arknights stuff was happening. So possibly slightly less streams next week. But thank you for coming, thank you for watching, thank you for chatting, thank you for lurking. And we'll see you next time. Goodbye. Good event though. Good event.